Hey guys, good morning. Getting ready. Chopper, get up. Yeah, we're getting there, Chopper. We're getting there. I'm gonna turn this off so you guys can hear. Kill this earpiece so you guys can hear what I'm listening to.
Big concern on some of this. We have Trump vowing now to save deep blue New York City in massive historic Bronx rally. They're telling us 25,000 supporters came down. That's a pretty big number. Joe Biden can't hardly pull together 5. So he was out there. Here is what they tell us, that these were broken political norms. He visited the most deep blue areas in New York City, the town not necessarily known for its kindness to Republicans. And this reminds me of, what's the hero's journey in the third act that you often see in the movies? You know, the Batman movies where Batman, like, everything is over, he lost everything, his girl's gone, his car's gone, helicopter's blown up, whatever. And now, and suddenly he's like, all right, that's it. I'm gonna just put this old suit on and just get this one butter knife, and I'm gonna go riding headwind right into it, and just all things are off the table, and he can just win, right, no matter what. It's like at the end of the line, he can still pull it all together and make it happen. And that's kind of what's happening here. People are saying, well, Trump just accepted all of Joe Biden's debate conditions. I don't care. Whatever. He can give him a stool, give him a pillow. We don't care, right? Whatever he wants. We'll come in and debate. We'll go into the deep blue state, New York City, whatever. So he rallied a big crowd, 25,000 people, far more than the 3,500 that they said that they were expected to attend. Those numbers appear to also include those lined up outside the event. It says, I'm here tonight to declare that we're going to turn New York City around. We're going to turn it around very, very quickly, he said. We're going to make New York bigger, better, and greater than ever before.
Erectionist, yeah, we did hear that.
Never seen anything quite like it, says other people. Trump went on the rail against Biden, and so on. So they obviously are a little concerned about this. Now, again, I'm not saying that Trump's going to win New York. Obviously, there's a lot of really weird people there who vote blue no matter what you do. And Trump will have to overcome that. But if he goes in and he moves just a small percentage even in New York, that will have trickle-down effects. If he's moving percentage points in New York, that means he's moving percentage points everywhere else around the country. So if a New Yorker can't save this city, no one can, says Trump. Who says we're not going to win New York? That'd be fun. That'd be a fun one if we did. So there was more reaction to this. So AOC, very unhappy. She went ballistic. This clip came over from Bo Loudon on X. And here's just a short clip of AOC because we can only tolerate about 10 seconds.
New York City's blue, Brooklyn's blue, Brooklyn is blue, Queens is blue, the Bronx is blue, and he's got nowhere to go, so he's decided to come to the South Bronx.
Okay, so she's very unhappy about that. She's whining. Here is what Hochul said about this, because she's also calling Trump supporters clowns. Remember basket of deplorables? Remember extreme MAGA? Now we have clowns from Kathy Hochul.
Well, I'll tell you, it won't make a difference at all, Jake, and that is for Donald Trump.
Yeah, it was creepy. That straight up looked like a young Michelle Obama, though. I'm not sure that wasn't a man.
New York will never, ever support Donald Trump for president. We know him better than anyone, and that means we understand what he's all about. It's just for himself. So this state will go solidly behind Joe Biden for president, as it has in the past. So if he wants to spend his time doing these made-up fake rallies and pretending to support you, be my guest, because when you're doing that, Donald Trump, Joe Biden's out there on the other side, making sure he's delivering for all Americans. And so go ahead, spend all your time you want in New York, because we'll be with Joe Biden.
Where?
Joe Biden's out there winning over the rest of the battleground states.
No, he's not. Actually, no, he's not. They're very concerned about that. We'll talk about that in the next segment. But Joe's having a tough time, and so it felt like a lot of cope there. You want to come in here? I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to go to your party anyways. All her friends are at the Trump rally. She's like, hey, do you want to go to dinner with me? And they're like, no, are you nuts? Trump's in town. Get your MAGA hat. Let's go. So she's very upset about it, and of course the rest of New York is as well. Here is, or some others in New York, maybe not as many in New York as we thought. Here was CNN. CNN's a little concerned about this. This came over from the Daily Caller, so they shared this. They said, CNN said, you know, the rally was a little bit larger than Joe Biden would like, and Donald Trump is kind of doing a good job campaigning. The CNN correspondent here is called Kristen Holmes. She credited Trump as being on message. Uh-oh. Turnout's much bigger than they expected. Here's what the soundbite sounds like.
Front where Trump is holding his rally. Kristen, a place that a few years ago you never would have thought you'd be standing at a Trump rally. There you are right now. What is turnout like?
Well, I would tell you, Aaron, turnout is certainly much larger than the Biden campaign would like, given that this is one of the bluest counties in the entire country. But of course, as you said, this is coming as Donald Trump is making a play for minority voters, particularly black men and Latino men. That is something that we know that Donald Trump, one, sees some opportunity with, but also, two, as you showed in that recent polling, there's some movement there, and they really believe they can siphon off these minority voters from Democratic groups. Now, the other part of this that's been really interesting is Donald Trump himself saying that he believes New York is in play. Now, I will obviously tell you that 2016 he said the same thing, 2020 he said the same thing, both times he lost the state by roughly 20 points or more, but Donald Trump is here for two reasons. One, we know that he's supporting minority voters. Two, he had to be here. At least his team thought he had to be here.
Sorry, guys. Trying to get caught up on things here.
Obviously, that route on Tuesday, and they had planned this rally for several months in advance, trying to go to various communities, areas in New York to keep him somewhat on the campaign trail, somewhat surrounded by people who would be cheering for him while he was in court all day long. But I will say, he's been...
Yeah, they're very disappointed that he's not in court. Why isn't he in court right now? What's up, Judge Walter Khan? Remember, the government was supposed to have an Indian trial for about another 2 weeks. They were going to bring out Drew Buchanan and other witnesses, and then suddenly they realized they have a case. Michael Cohen admitted to lying. Michael Cohen admitted he stole, and on. Their case is falling apart at the seams. So they are now a little concerned. He's maneuvering that energy into his new locations like a judo master. Here is the rest of this clip.
Remarkably on message.
Sorry, guys. I'm still getting caught up on some things here.
To New York voters, talking about helping with infrastructure, helping with jobs. And I talked to a number of people in the Bronx today before we even got into the rally. And the response to him being here was mixed. We had people saying he should get out, or he doesn't belong here. But we also had people saying that they voted for Biden in 2020, and they were looking for an alternative. Many of them saying they
on a number of occasions.
And them acknowledging this is having some impact. Biden will not liking the fact that it was so filled, so much energy. At the 2016 field, you were paying attention to 2016. There's good energy in the air again. And of course, you didn't understand why that is concerning to them. So here was another flip Trump called in to WABC, which is in New York. And so let's listen to some of this to see what they got.
Well, my message is we have to make it better. We have to heal it. It's never been like this. And you have hundreds of thousands of migrants taking up your schools and taking up your hospitals and your parks. And it's never been like this. I can say the same for other cities, but New York got hit harder. And you have bigger numbers. And it's costing a fortune, and the taxpayers are paying for it from New York, and it's a catastrophe. And I think it's really time for New York to go Republican. We're going to rebuild the state. We're going to rebuild the city. And we're going to spend the money that's necessary. We're going to make it great again. And we're going to have to get the illegals out of New York because no place can sustain it. No place.
Do you really think there's a chance
Nico.
that New York, blue state,
What's up,
will
Toe?
play this election season?
Yeah, I'm at the office here on Front Main, baby.
And if we can let the facts out, and that's what we're doing on Thursday, we're starting with a
101
really
Main.
good rally, and it's being pretty interesting. This hasn't been done in a long time, but it'll be very interesting. And we're doing some other big things that you and John know about, and I think it's going to be in play. Why wouldn't it be? Biden's done it. He's failed. Biden has failed to deliver. He's failed at everything he's done. He's the worst president in the history of our country by far.
Yep,
Jimmy Carter is brilliant by comparison.
for sure.
I mean, his administration, Jimmy Carter.
Michael's right across the hallway.
Administration by comparison to Biden. Biden is the worst president.
Hey, Steve. Good to see you, buddy.
Not a thing he's done has been right. If you think about it.
Mr. President, our city, our state,
All right, so we've got, that's reaction to Trump. And rallies now done.
Gotta answer this. Oh, man.
In addition to
Dude, the
that,
phone's like ringing like 2 times and then stopping.
within the party. Earlier this week, we had Nikki Haley come out and say she's on the Trump train. Welcome aboard, Nikki. Now, Trump, in reaction to that, gets asked about bringing her on the
Really?
team. We're not fans of Nikki Haley here. However, I do understand the political posture and the political science behind putting her on the ticket. I know he said he's not considering her.
They give us a discount.
That was when she was not on the Trump train. Now she's on the Trump train. So will the situation change? Here is Trump on Nikki Haley.
A big night last night. Nikki Haley making her first public remarks since dropping out of the race. She said that Joe Biden has been a catastrophe, and she said she's voting for you. I'm sure those were welcome remarks for you, but it also left a lot of people wondering, is there room for her on your team, or better yet, your ticket?
Well, I think she's going to be on our team because we have a lot of the same ideas, the same thoughts. I appreciated what she said. You know, we had a nasty campaign. It was pretty nasty. But she's a very capable person, and I'm sure she's going to be on our team in some form. Absolutely.
A big night.
All right, so where's she going to end up? I don't know. But that's specific. So, back in New York, and
You see
got
something
some
here.
senators to the left obviously unhappy about this, and rightfully so. Joe Biden is not bringing any energy whatsoever, and he's like, to the opposite direction. We'll see what happens in the first time as Trump reached out to me and texted me. All right, so let's jump into another story. While we're talking about Trump, let's get into this one because we've got an X thread to go through here. And
He hooks us up because we rent in here. They own the building, right?
Exactly now that we know that there's a memo and more details.
Yeah, we got the
about
corner
program
office here.
may have actually
This is just temporary, this room right here while we redo mine, but
One
here.
of the reasons we went to raise
Right behind me,
residents is because they said
behind those blinds is
head
Main
librarian
Street.
for the United States is we're missing some books over here. We can definitely miss some books in
Wendy's.
my library.
Oh, you
So we
can't
gotta
see,
go
it's
ahead
too
and
bright.
actually fill them in, put them back on the shelf.
I'll show you when I go out.
That was the only original
Yeah, he's the chef.
Those are national security secrets. Trump might send those to Saudi Arabia. So they have to go
They're all good people.
reclaim those documents or else we're all gonna die. Just told us ad nauseam. possible. So the question is, well, what happens if those are just copies?
I get
They don't
it.
actually really do this. So they're not basis for retrieving them so that we have a full archive. That's not actually legitimate because you knew you already had copies. So here's some background on this. Now the story ultimately comes from
All right, we're gonna set a date.
They dropped an amazing thread on it, so we'll go through it briefly. But here's just a little background from Fox. They say a revelation
For the next,
program cast doubt
giveaway.
on the
I need to
original
get-
raid. They went to raid
is Jared
books
here?
back, but they already had the books. They were just copies of books. Meaning
Nope.
you can just have a conversation about it. You
Let's
don't have
see.
to raid
He's
somebody
in
to
chat.
get it back.
He's lurking.
A
Nope.
reportedly never before seen DOD memo that we'll look at from the Obama era appears to indicate.
I think I might meet up. I'm gonna
that the government
run to
already
Cleveland and then
had
swing down
original
to
copies of the documents
Marion
that they raided
and
across
give
the
Jared
world.
his stuff tomorrow.
America First Legal, we know that
If he's
that's a
available.
conservative legal group we talked
If he
about.
joins the chat, I'll ask him.
Follow them everywhere. Released on Thursday, what it says is the newly unearthed memo from the Obama administration, Department of Defense confirming the government
Garcia
already
license,
had the
what's that?
originals of the alleged classified documents. And there's rules about this. In fact, our doc master Elliot on his Substack doing great work on this. And if it's a copy of a copy,
Yes.
then it may not even be a classified document, depending on who's doing the
So
copying.
I'm just gonna check something here.
Very complex. But the document is titled A Memorandum of Understanding Entered Into by Presidential Information. It's from 2015, and it followed an October 2014 Russian breach of the executive office. Obama took the executive action to create the PITC, which we talked about, to better protect the executive
License
branch from
Bureau,
these types of
okay.
attacks. Now, the PITC, which includes representatives from
The
federal
BMB,
agencies like
is
the
that what you mean?
DoD and DHS, effectively established that the president controls the information he receives through
I
the
know
network.
Garcia is.
The executive action was made public at the time.
Something to do with
AFL
PPs?
said it obtained a never-before memo confirming the DoD
Hey,
had been
working on the
operating
east side.
and maintaining the information resources and information systems provided to the president. The memo could mean the federal government has stored and retained a substantial amount, if not all, of Trump's classified documents. So let's jump into their thread. So this comes from America First Legal.
Yes.
Make sure you're following them at America First Legal on X. They say, all right, here's the background. First, explosive litigation docs saying we sued the DOD and we uncovered a secret Obama memo on presidential records which show that Jack Smith is the law, not Trump. Jack. Now, the directive, which legally binds the DOJ, vests the president with sole authority
Oh, I didn't know
to
that.
determine which records are
Privately owned.
So, in other words, the National Archives doesn't get.
I know where it's at. It's in that little strip mall at the end of the strip mall, over by where
Memorandum, because they're the National Archives, not
the buffet is and stuff, right?
which is the same plan we've been making here for years. Memorandum of Understanding entered into by the Presidential Information Technology
Oh,
Community.
it's not allowed in this one.
It's kind of hard to read, I apologize. But
They give us some details. On March 19th, the President signed the
reaching out
law.
to me,
I didn't know that. That they're all privately owned.
The memorandum
Even the one on
establishes
Heatherdown's, the big one?
necessary policies for
we are going to
The
hang.
memo incorporates all principles and it delegates who has authority on the systems.
Yes.
Now, the secretive memo.
Title, oh, okay. So the one downtown and Heatherdown's, okay.
Confirms the government may have already had the originals of what Jack Smith went to raid.
That's weird. They're privately owned, but there's aren't they still considered state employees?
Hacked into the executive office of the president. That's before Trump came onto the scene. In response, Obama said, "Oh no, we've been hacked, so we need the PITSA organization. It includes the DoD, it includes Homeland Security. It effectively establishes, it says the president controls all the information that he receives through this network." So they launched an investigation. They dug into this. AFL Vice President, the guy.
I guess that would make it difficult to record inside of those then, huh?
Breaks this down. AFL is
Okay. Because I know Long Island Audit did the one in downtown Toledo, that little tiny one
and
on Madison,
there's
and the cops told them that they couldn't kick him out, which is odd because you know how TPE is.
record is a personal record.
They've been making the news quite a bit lately, especially those twins.
And there's permutations of that. Yes. Mix and match all of those different labels, and they change status and all this stuff. So what was ultimately the status of those documents?
That's tunnel.
They were making the allegation like they were.
I just use Heather Downs since I'm way out in the White House.
Documents
So.
came out of the nuclear briefcase or something. When these were probably
Good to know.
Xerox of something that doesn't even matter. Maybe it has classified on it, but it's irrelevant now, right? It's sort of no longer subject to the same reason, the same justifications for why it was classified originally. But here it says, on April 4th then, the American First Legal sued the DOD. They went to compel the release of documents. They wanted FOIA through FOIA, they wanted information. There's the lawsuit. Yes. Now, the executive order from PITSA was public, but it doesn't tell the whole story. Today, AFL releases a never-before public memo from the White House confirming that the DOD has, quote, been operating and maintaining the information resources and information systems provided to the President, the Vice President, and the Executive Office of the President. It says this memo establishes a framework to enable the DWIT and the committee to implement the necessary policies and procedures for operating and maintaining the information resources, information systems provided to the Vice President, Executive Office of the President, telling us that this memo reveals that the White House secretly created and apparently maintains
the pop? Let me see.
it's almost like Hillary's secret email servers, except
He's
for
done a couple of
this.
this. Ooh.
That enforced Obama's executive order to ensure that presidents could store their records on DOD.
That's a weird mix.
Control. So Hillary had her servers in the basement. Didn't get charged with crimes. There were classified materials right there.
Definitely has the shepherd body and coloring. I'll show everybody.
I think it might have been the bills. I don't
So now Obama just created his own servers, but he didn't put it in the basement. He just put it in the DOD. So what it means is that the federal government has preserved and retained.
Yeah, it's still open, and in fact, they just redid the outside of it. You know, bikers there all the time as usual, which is cool because they kind of watch over that parking lot.
Possesses a substantial amount, if not all, of President Trump's classified documents. Curious. That's weird because they said we have to get.
Tom's is still open right next to it with the fair food.
To Iran.
Freshly squeezed lemonade, $5 lemonade.
Under Section 2.01 of the memo, the White House Communications Agency provides core services related to classified records, unclassified records. Under Section 2.06, they also provide classified services, saying the White House Communications Agency shall provide, without limitations, the following services: the acquisition, the installation, the operation, the accreditation of unclassified. Okay, so we got two unclassified sections here. And then here is the classified.
Again, the hillside.
The following services, all services related.
You know everybody in this town.
of these systems, TNET, SNET,
Ooh,
CMS,
Rumble, live
EO
predator
voice,
confrontation on Rumble.
other services
predator poachers.
that are related as well. Communication with heads of state, heads of government, so it's the rules from Obama's email server. Section 2.04 of the memo concedes that all records created,
follow us if you're
stored,
doing this.
used, or transmitted by, on, or through the information systems provided to the president were stored at the DOD. Thus, the White House Communications Agency and the National Security Council of the White House simply provide services regarding records housed at the DOD.
And they used.
Okay, very curious.
I see the text.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be here for a
You
while.
can access your Gmail account. from
I'm
any
covering this office now, the
Gmail
one in
manages the server.
Monroe and the one in Glendale.
And they maintain the data. You don't have to worry about backing up your own data because Google will do it.
Can you repeat that again?
They write, the Office of Administration shall provide. In other words, it's not independent
It's a little difficult to
documents that are transferring around. Think about in an office right in the old days. In fact, when I was just starting practicing law, we used file folders. We used manila file folders. So a lot of folder. So a lot of law firms didn't do this. But you had a file folder. So if you needed to file,
It's
you
not
would track
right.
the file.
What?
Yes, I see it.
While you're notes in the file, we'll give it to your legal
Somewhere
assistant.
right
It should
here.
take that. I feel like I'm talking about the old days or something. That's not that long ago. And now we have systems to do that.
There it
So
is.
think about, we originally had classified documents that were like manila file folders that you shift around from person to person, and that was the document. So when the president got it, that was it. Here, okay, that's the document. That's it. It's not anywhere else. It's on your desk. Is there a backup? No, it's right there. But now, you know, no, it's kind of like your Gmail.
You know it.
All the files are on the servers in the cloud, and the president's just kind of requesting them. So then Trump, those materials that Trump has, presumably they were in boxes that he took, they came through the same system. It's like it came through his Gmail account. He just printed it off. Just put up an email, printed it off, and now he's got some bins of that. So these bins go down to Mar-a-Lago.
I got a concealed carry boots on too.
Well, we don't have copies of those. We have to literally raid you to go get those back because we're so concerned that we're not
Hey girl, nobody joined last night. I canceled that game and restarted a new one for you.
backed up on the cloud.
I had to go to bed though.
It says the Office of Administration shall provide without limitation the following services: the acquisition, development, support of systems, productivity, all operations under this memo. It says also record management services, also the maintenance of records created, stored, used, and other systems provided to the president. Now, any congressional committee, says America First Legal, with subpoena power can now seek to determine whether the documents that Jack Smith obtained and claimed unlawfully retained after his presidency are actually in Biden's.
Yeah, I sent you a message right back on.
This revelation, they say, cuts a knife through the entire indictment as it proves that many, if not all, of the documents.
Girl with the camera, are you on the
unlawfully
Telegram?
retained were and currently are still.
If you are, go to my
retained
link
by
tree.
the executive branch and stored on DoD servers.
Send me an invite.
Further, because Pitsy's memo and their aggressive posture that all records, they say it's ours, all of our records, just like Hillary wanted control of her server, Obama wanted control of his server. President Trump also had a clear basis for believing that he had the authority to possess multiple copies of the records stored at the DoD. And this is the same point that we've been making from, honestly, day one, saying that the president, under the executive power of the presidency, under the Constitution, is entitled to, you can look it up in there, it's in the Constitution, Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1, I think, entitled to the opinion of his executives in writing. So he gets updates, they're his updates from his executive branch, they're his documents. You cannot say that they are no longer his, they now belong to Deborah Steidel Wall, because she's a librarian. They're his. If he wants to take them out, if he wants to take a classified document.
What are the wolves? Oh, the timber wolves?
He's the president. You can pass all sorts of other rules if you want to, but there's statutes.
The basketball
passed by
ball?
Congress. They don't override the Constitution unless there's a constitutional amendment. It's constitutional law in understanding basic 101 stuff. So here, the memo doubles down on that. Yes, the president has absolute authority. It would therefore be impossible for Trump to have retained records without authorization. They're his. And willfully and knowingly, as Jack Smith in his indictment suggests, he's the president.
I don't think anybody played.
If you're any other position, maybe
Oh, you mean
vice
the
president,
night before last, JC?
Any other position, you don't have that super special power. But that's the power of the presidency. So
I'm
this,
sure he
of
likes
course,
Texas. It's just not home
sets
for
aside the
him.
point that the president of the United States has absolute discretion.
I'm
even
not
under
speaking
the
for him.
Presidential
Just
Records
my
Act,
thoughts.
to determine which records are his, as we've long asserted, as have we here. Now, lastly, the secret document uncovered by AFL raises the questions: why armed agents ever raided Trump's personal residence? The special counsel should have first determined what relevant records existed on the DoD systems, and failure to do that, as Biden administration clearly knew and enforced in PITSA, smacks of politicization and dangerous government overreach. Moreover, PITSA explains how the president controls all the records. The memo says
Impact
the
employment
memo is
norms, speaking, how
intended
can I
to
help you?
maintain the president's exclusive control of the information resources and information systems provided to the
For
president.
1 o'clock?
High quality systems are important. The responsibilities of this memo gives this power to the president. So these explosive actions, they say, demand immediate findings.
There are, I mean, I know when I was working up in Michigan, the unemployment office did there, the Michigan Works office. So I don't know if Ohio Means Jobs may be able to help you with that, or maybe or maybe Catholic Charities or something like that. But I don't know anything specific in this area.
Make sure you're following them. They're on my timeline.
I would look around though. Just call some of the clothing lockers and stuff like that. Some of the church clothing lockers. I'm sure you might be able to find something.
True. No other president has had any.
Yeah, and besides, come in anyway today, and I mean, we won't start you until you do have them. You just give us, we'll keep you in the pool until you have them, and then as soon as you let us know you got them, we'll have your name available to start. Okay. All right, we'll see you at 1.
And our friend Julie Kelly
Bye.
does great reporting and analysis at.
Yeah, I might end the stream at 1 o'clock because I got to do an orientation
Posted this. She was in Florida in the class
for
of
Electro
abductees. They were
Prime,
just in court.
but I don't have to work there no more.
She says, I spent most of the day at Fort Pierce Federal Courthouse to cover the 2 hearings in the classified documents case. Says Special Counsel Jack Smith and the Florida Oompa Loompa Jay Bratt. Their frustration with Judge Cannon is really evident, and it's glorious. Oh, yes. Julie Kelly says, David Harbach, one of Smith's lead prosecutors, and usually a cool customer in court, had a series of mini temper tantrums this morning. Your Honor! At times pounding his fist on the podium. Damn! And clapping his hands in anger to emphasize a point. Harbach was totally unprofessional. He was demeaning, and he was
5, 6, 4,
petulant,
7,
as
6.
prosecutors typically are. Cannon, the judge, asked Harbach to calm down. During one diatribe about accusations that the DOJ threatened one of the defense attorneys to get his client to flip on Trump, we know that as Stanley Woodward, Jay Bratt opened up a file on Stanley Woodward. They were having a conversation and about Walt Nada, and Jay Bratt, he opens it up and he's like, oh, I see here you want to be a judge, Stanley. Would be a real shame if your application got declined. What? What are you talking about? I'm here. He's like, I didn't think you were a Trump guy. Maybe you should flip on your client, get him to flip. Because these prosecutors are unethical, immoral, and it's just the worst. I'm going to say something much more volatile, but we'll keep it PG today. He kept trying to argue with her. Cannon also remains measured most of the time and is no fan of antics. And when she asked him a question about an issue, he shot back. He says to the judge, that's not the right question, Your Honor. A few reporters in the media room even gasped. And he's getting a little bit mouthy up there. Now, Harbach is flailing because his case is imploding. He realizes it. We know how this works. You have the law, you pound the law. You have the facts, you pound the facts. You have nothing, you pound the table. We're watching you. DOJ
Impact Component Solutions, Norm speaking. How can I help you?
Sloppy, corrupt tricks will see the light of day. The Biden regime never thought information such as the FBI's operations order.
No, we don't have
with their lethal force guidance authorizing the raid would ever.
I believe they do for themselves now. I think you just contact Hearthside Foods.
But Cannon is systematically dismantling this case.
Okay.
She's
If not, they'll be able to tell you who they're using now.
and ordering the unsealing of key motions and evidence, which we reviewed here earlier this week.
No, we did, and then that's the reason we stopped providing people for them because they
And
wouldn't
Smith's
allow
team knows
that
there's
to happen
very
anymore.
little they can do about it. She's nowhere near finished. Just this week, in addition to the unsealed motion posted yesterday that revealed details about the Mar-a-Lago raid.
Sorry.
Cannon ordered the unsealing of several motions filed earlier in the case. Julie, of course, is working on a Substack post for the weekend, explaining this in more detail.
Be right back, guys. I want to show you guys the stream I'm watching. I will talk to my compatriot here. I'll be right back.
That's Julie Kelly. We just did the old repost on that one, so she's at the top of our timeline as well. If you're following us, make sure you're following her. Great reporting. She's there in person bringing us the news. Shout out to our friend Julie Kelly on that. Now, Florida case coming apart at the seams. We've got the Fannie case, which is being appealed. We know that the Bragg case is going to the jury very soon as we have summation arguments. But what about the J6 case, the so-called election interference case? James Comey is out making the rounds, and he's talking about this. He says, I think it's a real strong case. Here's what the FBI guy said about this.
Look at yourself. No matter what party you're affiliated with, just look at the record of who's been charged with federal corruption offenses in the last few years. The Bureau is an apolitical organization, and it's good for Director Wray to defend it and express his frustration.
Do you think that this is impacting morale?
All right.
These constant attacks.
Oh, I know it is. And I know
Impact
we've
upon
talked to
solutions
people
by
there.
speaking. How can I help you?
When people, good people internalize these lies they hear over and over again.
Yeah, we're still hiring for Electroprime.
And they take it on board. They think, oh, there was a problem with the Mar-a-Lago search. That's
Okay.
We reviewed it.
That's dispiriting for people in the FBI because these are their neighbors. The FBI's and
Well, you can start on your phone. Have you worked with us before?
They hear this nonsense echoed back at them, and that's painful.
Okay, well, let me pull you up and see what we need to do to update you. Okay.
Who were just not doing anything violent. For misdemeanor offenses, they were raiding J6ers.
What's your first name?
Our neighbors.
If you
CLA.
were the Manhattan DA, who were former top prosecutor in New York, not the Manhattan DA.
It's the last
in
name?
another role. Would you have brought the hush money case?
I wasn't sure that I would have when I read the indictment, but now having seen the case, I'm not sure after investigating it how they would bring it. They had a much stronger case than I
Is he
imagined.
selling a book?
And they'd be taking a pass on it because of who the defendant was, and that's something you don't ever want to do as a prosecutor.
What about the fact that the feds, including the Biden
Hyphenated last name?
and you would
Mitchell?
think that
Okay,
particularly when it
alright.
comes to the election piece
let's
of this,
see,
that is typically something that would be tried in a federal court.
Yeah, it's a good question.
It looks like we were getting ready to start you at CSP a few years back, but it didn't happen, huh?
Learn something at the FBI about that.
I really don't know. There's going to be all kinds of reasons that I
Yeah, I
can't
don't
see.
think we're not hiring right now.
What do you think's going to happen? I can't imagine.
Be nice if they start doing that again. That was a good account. Is I can't see the number that you called from. Is it still ending in 7908?
One right after another, of course. This
Okay, what's your new number?
One more slice in the case that they're trying to bring against Trump. So we'll see where it goes. Of course, we're covering Florida. Trump's team will
Okay,
be happy to
got
hear
that
about
all
this. We'll see
updated.
if it ends up in a
And
final
is your email still ClarenceGunn82@gmail?
drops. All right, now
All right.
let's carry on.
Save
We've got
that.
one final segment on the
Okay,
day.
that is now your login. Okay, your email is now your login. All right,
In Ohio.
just remember
The
that.
governor of Ohio Caves says we got to have a special session to save Joe Biden because we got to keep him on the ballot in 2024. Saying if we don't act right now, there's going to be madness. What kind of
Hello?
country are we living in when presidents are not put on ballots?
Okay,
Like,
I thought I lost you for a second. No, it's the call waiting here. It makes a weird noise, almost like someone hung up.
Her attempts to keep Trump off the ballot. Were you hemming and hawing about that
That
back
looks
then?
good.
What about in Maine?
All right, so I'm
The copy
going
of the
to.
report
Looks
from
like
Griswold, and then also
Okay.
trying to keep Trump off the ballot.
looks like Nick sent you these once. I'm gonna delete them and resend them to you. The Electroprime onboarding tasks. I'm also gonna send you a text. I'm gonna send it to you right now. I'm on the phone with this, so I know you got it.
So that the General Assembly can pass legislation to ensure that Joe Biden's on the ballot. Now, the question of whether Biden will appear on the ballot has become entangled in a partisan legislative fight. The DNC, where Biden is formally going to be nominated, falls after Ohio's ballot deadline. So you've got to tell us who the nominee is going to be by August 7th, says Ohio.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm also going to send those onboarding tests to your email, okay? So if you have any issues, text me back at that number, okay?
That's what it will tell you. But since
All right.
Ohio changed
Good luck, and if you have any problems, just give me a text, and I'll be able to respond to it. Because if, like, you know, someone's trying to call right now while I'm talking to you, and I'm gonna miss them, and it's easier if you text. That way, I can just pull it right up and handle it right away. Okay.
So Trump, I guess, was on the
Go ahead,
ballot
sir.
in 2020. Let me see where this goes. This year,
Oh well, this depends on when they request the next group of people. Have you ever worked out there before?
and the secretary.
Okay, it shouldn't take long then. I mean, we'll get you ready. We'll discuss what shift and stuff like that. It kind of, some of the paperwork, when you go through it, it kind of goes over what the shift times are and stuff like that, so you'll be able to know by the time we bring you in for orientation, okay?
Passing a Senate version of the bill.
You're welcome.
Some people
Bye.
have this called a poison pill. Now, here is what the governor said. So, the governor came out and he says, look, we're running out of time. We're going to call this special session. We got to get Joe Biden on the ballot because I hate Trump.
The Senate has passed several bills to remedy this situation. However, the House of Representatives has failed to do this.
Hello.
The legislature had session yesterday and again failed to take any action. This is simply unacceptable.
Hello.
Ohio is running out of time to get Joe Biden, the sitting president of the United States, on the ballot this fall. Failing to do so is simply not acceptable. This is a ridiculous, this is an absurd situation. Therefore,
He sounds mad. I don't know. Did he say anything about when they threw Trump off the ballot in 2 states?
tonight, pursuant to Article 3, Section 8 of the Ohio Constitution, I am calling a special session of the Ohio General Assembly to begin this coming
Piece of
Tuesday,
shit.
May 28th. The purpose of this session will be for the General Assembly to pass legislation ensuring that both major presidential candidates will be on the Ohio ballot in November, as well as legislation that would prohibit campaign spending by foreign nationals.
Yeah, look, I would like to live in a country where we have all of our candidates on the ballot, we have free and fair elections and all that stuff. We don't live in that country anymore. Democrats broke the seal, and now the Republicans should be responding in kind, but they're not. So rather than make the Democrats fight over this, rather than make them file a trillion lawsuits, freak out, melt down, and have an endless onslaught of lawyers flying in there, spending millions of dollars to do this, basically the same thing, which is to get their candidate on the ballot. They made Trump do that in 2 states. He had to go all the way up to the Supreme Court for that stuff. But here we have a Republican governor who just turns around and he's like, this is unacceptable. Get back in there, Republicans, and make something happen. What a joke. It's a pure blood sport from their perspective. So the Republicans better play similarly, or else there will be consequences for that because they're getting knifed in the throat by the Democrats every time. In fact, the Democrats are trying to put the nominee in jail. Frank LaRose, who of course is the Secretary of State in Ohio, says, look, take me out of this, all right? I had nothing to do with this. He says, I didn't schedule the Democrat Party's convention. Why did they schedule it then?
Hey, Carol, it's Doc.
The Democratic Party did. I didn't write Ohio.
Hey, Spectrum is coming by just to take a look at the modem out there.
Democratic legislators, okay?
This should
Not
be there
me.
between 11 and 1.
Ironically, both of them can fix this.
Do you know the code to the IT room in the
Their
back?
nomination date,
It's 2288. All right,
Or-
so just let him back there. And,
nominate
They'll call me
him
if
now.
he has any
I also
questions, but,
appreciate that some might find the law minor or procedural.
all right,
But I don't
it's
get
in the
to
back by
decide
the
which
admissions office.
Ballot access
Right
rules
across
on
the
the
hall
front end of an
from the
election
admissions
are just as important as ballot counting rules on
Okay.
the back end. When you start
Courtney
bending
knows where it's
rules,
at, if you
you might
guys-
as well not have them. Thank you.
Okay.
Fine. Sheesh. We don't bend all the electoral. Oh, there's COVID, so we don't really need signatures. Oh,
Sorry,
there's
guys.
COVID, so ballot boxes are okay. Ballot harvesting's okay. We can extend the deadlines. We can just
Why?
have other people sign, or collect your ballots for you
Fucking chat isn't working right now.
constantly. So now they're saying, sorry, it's your rules. You're Democrats. You pass these laws. You figure it out. And then the governor's like, let me help. What can I do to help? I'll drop everything and scold everybody to make this fixed. So, all right, that's what's going on over there. Now, meanwhile, this is our president. Let's see what happens in this clip. Apparently he's walking. I haven't watched this one, but hopefully he makes it. Good job, Joe. All right, looking pretty solid there. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look so good. What are all these colors?
The Streamlabs is the worst. I swear to fucking God.
Who are all these people?
Hey,
All right, so
Oklahoma.
that's our president. He's wandering around, doesn't really know where he is. Here is an exchange of Joe. This is the guy they're trying to save. We'll look at some polls and some thoughts in the aftermath of this in a quick second. But here is a little bit of an exchange from him. He was meeting with Kenya yesterday.
I'm sorry, I can't tell your question.
There
Sorry,
it is.
I'm saying Africa is asking America to lead the way and double its contribution to the World Bank's international development assistance to help developing countries to access financing to alleviate debt distress and to tackle climate change. What is your commitment on this?
We've made a major commitment to this. Number one, we said the United States is a long champion of international financial institutions that provide low-cost concessional resources to the poorest developing countries, including from the IMF. To that end, my administration helped design and establish AMDE's new initiative that provides low-cost funding for countries that are taking steps to enhance their resilience. Important.
Well, he's reading pretty good. He's reading that one pretty good. That's not bad. Well done, Joe. All right, so here are some questions. Is Joe Biden running on false hope? There's some doom and gloom out there, right? Most polls show Donald Trump is leading in the swing states, but Democratic Party strategist called Simon Rosenberg, he believes the president's chances are better than the surveys suggest. And so there's some back and forth on the polls. They say officially Joe Biden trails Trump by approximately 1 point in national polls. That's according to 538. The gap is larger than in most swing states. So, for example, Pennsylvania 2.1, Arizona shout out 4.3, Georgia 6.1, Nevada 7%. Wow. Moreover, in both 2016 and 2020, most polls ended up understating Trump's support. So it might actually be more than this year. Head-to-head polls and Biden's unpopularity have many Democrats pretty anxious about this. Axios reported last week that in public and in private, Biden has been telling anyone who will listen that he's gaining ground, that he's probably up. But Axios says, maybe not. Optimism isn't shared by the team. One of the most prominent Democrats who seems to share Biden's sense of optimism is Simon Rosenberg. He has a Hopian Chronicles Substack. During our conversation, he says that I think there's a tendency to underestimate our strength. We saw that play out. They have a tremendous get-out-the-vote operation, and so we'll see where it goes. Now, here are the actual polls from 538 that they reference. So that is what you see there, that 1%.
Impact Employment Solutions norms, we can help you.
40.1, that's the aggregate of the polls. You see Kennedy's hanging down there at 10, and you don't really know what happens with him if he sticks through it all the way to the election.
Sorry, you're really broken up.
But you see 1 percentage point there. Nate Silver was out on an interview saying that
We don't hire for the cookie factory anymore, but yes, we do. We are putting together a pool of people for the next time Electroprime calls for people.
Get rid of Joe Biden. He might need to
I said we don't hire for the cookie factory anymore, but we are putting together a group of people for the next group when Electroprime calls for more people.
Last week, Biden does a tape segment on Morning Joe saying,
Okay, have you worked out there before?
Not one, but 2 debates. Half an hour later,
I said, have you worked out there before?
A memo
At
which does
Electroprime.
confirm that he's challenged Trump to 2 debates, and also says in the third paragraph, by the way,
How long ago was that?
pulling out of the Commission on Presidential Debates the 3 debates
Okay.
that they had.
Okay, I understand. I just we have to ask if that's they require that we ask.
After Labor Day, or 1 debate after Labor Day, and then 1 on CNN, the cable network.
And anyone that is returning, no matter how long ago it was, they want us to just send
The conventions happened in July and August, and certainly by the time we get to
them
the structure of the campaign. Usually when you are behind in an election, and Biden is behind right now in the very large majority of swing state polls, you want more uncertainty. You want more variance, meaning that you should want more debates because they add volatility to the election, and instead, Biden wants fewer. That to me is a really, 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 really bad sign for his campaign.
I'm sorry, this phone is so broken up. I'm not sure whether it's on it. I assume it's probably on our end, but I haven't had this much difficulty.
Now we've got reaction.
Yeah, I
Richie
mean,
Torres
I haven't had this issue with any other callers today, though.
Don't be mad about the economy. Things are going to work.
What is your last name?
And it's just bitter people who are tired of paying $25 for a turkey sandwich.
And your first
Yet
name?
still, to Willie's point, there is disconnect, particularly among black men. I can't figure that out. Try and explain this.
And your last four?
Look, I sense men of all races. I see it among Latino men.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot your name over there just to make sure it's cool.
There's a sense
What
the system
is?
failing them, and that transcends any particular presidency.
Have you?
And obviously
Send me a
there's the
second.
challenge
Let
of
me see
inflation,
if I
which
can
has been a
find you.
global problem, but we have to tell the story of the Biden administration's success.
Okay, so bitter disillusionment. Well, the system is failing. Our dollar is worth a lot less than it was 4 years ago, dramatically. We're in more wars. We have a lot more spending for a lot of things that many Americans don't think are necessary at all that's currently happening. So I guess we should just listen to what Richie Torres has to say. And we'll all be less bitter and less disillusioned. So Joe Biden, having a tough time out there. We'll see if he gets on the ballot in Ohio. We'll see if the polls shift his favor as this carries on. But until then, we'll stay bitter. All right, my friends, now let's see what you say about all of this. It's a beautiful Friday. I hope your week is wrapping up very nicely. Thanks for joining us on this early watcher stream. We are busy today. We got a full event. I was out in a full event yesterday and today, so I'm excited to get back over there and see what's going on. And so I appreciate you joining
It looks like you did a new application when we have an old file
Let's
for
see
you.
who's joining us. I appreciate your donos.
let
Thanks
me
for
see.
sending these in. Knox is here, a defense attorney in Texas. Says, TGIF all, I am just happy to have made it to Friday. Hope all are planning for a great weekend. Indeed, Knox, it is going to be a great weekend. And a scheduling note for our membos. Tomorrow for our membos, we're going to be 1 hour early on our membo stream. And live will be 1 hour early too. Everything is shifted up. Check the calendar at robertcobea.com. Good to see you, Knox. Happy Friday to you. I'm sure it sounds like a busy week. Hopefully you have got something good and rejuvenating planned. We've got this from Lady Ice. Says, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for that, Lady Ice. We got this one from Knox. Says, dude in Bronx 6 hours before DJF even showed music, laughs, peeps of all races
Okay.
and creeds.
Your phone number you're calling from, is that the 0722 number?
And
Okay, I'm going to transplant that into your old file. The TAE mayfunny at gmail.com, that's your email.
Bring her quote hot sauce. Kathy will simply put
Okay.
you under her unconstitutional quarantine regulation.
No, that's not what I have. I have TAEMAY. Okay.
Good to see you, Spuds. This old guy
Okay,
says,
all right.
Cabinet
You can access that from your phone.
Secretary of the Departmental
Okay,
Commission.
I'm going to send you both a text and some onboarding tasks for Electro Prime, okay? Once those are done, text me back with the number that I text you from, okay?
Knox is in the house, says, I still
All right, and then we'll get you in here for an orientation.
Listening to a judge tell me
You're welcome.
what they need. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Knox. I had a similar type of system. Basically what I had is a notepad, so I would just take my stuff in notes and then I would transfer my stuff into the cloud. So like, I understand what you're saying. Knox is saying if you walk up to the bench, like you could have an iPad maybe, or you could have a Remarkable, or you could have something like that. You probably an iPad to bring to the bench. But yeah, you can't bring your laptop up and type your notes in your CRM, your client software. So yeah, I would have like this nice little leather binder, and then I would just write my stuff in there. So client name, blah 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 blah, and have like if I needed any file links, they could write their answer, and then I would transfer them generally back in and sit back down, type my notes into the system, and then I could type better notes in. But I actually like files. Actually, files are great. I actually think it's not a bad solution at all. When you have a bigger firm, I think it starts to become a problem.
I completely understand.
Who's got the file? Where is the file? Like,
Hello.
where is it? You know, you got to go from room to room to track the file down. What's up?
Hello?
Knox? Good to see you. Knox says 3 types of people.
Hello?
1, should not argue with. 1, children. 2,
I'm fine.
the insane. And 3, a judge. Good to see you, Knox. Good advice. And this old guy's.
So I just need.
You've got some real problems. Yeah, and then it feels like they're just getting ready to get rid of Joe. You know, he's not going to be on the ballot. Hunter doesn't have his sugar daddy anymore. They're going to give him early debates in case he falls. They'll have time to rehabilitate him and recuperate his image. So,
Shit's going Jesus Christ.
hey, what's up? Goofy for Jesus is here. Says Bronx was Trump's best speech yet. New story. Sounded like a graduation commencement speech. Great job, Rob team. Hugs and back scratches. What's up, Goofy for Jesus? Thank you for that comment. Hugs right back at you. Get over here. And yeah, so I've heard that. I did not listen to the whole thing, but I've heard a lot of reaction even from CNN when we played here today. They were saying the same thing. He was on point. He was on message. And if he stays that way, will that change maybe some of the moderates, the independents, who were always were told so skittish about Trump's demeanor? Okay. Jack Mack, what's up, Jack? Thank you for this very nice one. Says, our government knows very well that the physical copies of
Impact of Blood Solutions, no, I'm speaking. How can I help you?
not the only existing copies. There are likely
I
additional
think she's with
physical
somebody.
copies existing in multiple SCIFs and electronically on DoD systems. Yeah, I think that is probably true. It's probably true. And they engineered this entire thing. And I don't know exactly where it originated from, whether Matthew Colangelo was also involved in this or whether it was that same kind of cabal or entourage. But
Oh, I remember that show.
they didn't. Remember with Hillary Clinton, James Comey twisted himself.
I ain't
into
nearly as
president.
old as you.
He changed the law from grossly negligent in his memo to extremely careless. Rather than Hillary Clinton was grossly negligent, if he types that, she's got criminal charges. He just changed it. Extremely careless. And then suddenly no charges. She had intentionally set up a surreptitious email server to communicate off the books. Trump had some boxes sitting around in Mar-a-Lago. And there were copies of stuff that was irrelevant, largely. So they knew that. They didn't need to go get their library books back. They engineered it so they could raid the president and take photos of his wife's bedroom. What's up, Voice of the People? Thank you, Jack. Hey, Voice says, happy Friday, everyone. Have fun today and enjoy the 3-day weekend. If you have 3 days off, yeah, it's. If you only have 2 days off, then enjoy your 2-day weekend. Or 1 day, only enjoy the one. It is Memorial Day weekend, so we're planning on being here for a Monday stream. Didn't even think about that. But yeah, we're planning on it. We'll be here is the plan, unless anything changes. Hopefully there's something to talk about. I'm sure there will be. But happy Memorial Day and happy Friday and good to see you, boys. What's up, Goofy for Jesus says, some docs are only classified for specific time frames. Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of technicalities to that I'm not familiar with, but I know when you mislabel records or they transfer status, there's a whole separate set of rules that apply. And they were passing this off as though Trump was hoarding nuclear codes. Thank you, Goofy for Jesus in the house. And Spuds says Torres only has his seat due to his Latin name. Richie Torres, due to his Latin name. Like ancient Latin. Ancient Latin? I see what you're saying, Spuds. Good to see you, Spuds. And so, okay, beautiful comments, my friends. Thank you so much for sending those in. I hope your Friday is unfolding very nicely. Let's see if we have any comments on X before we wrap
69.
it up. We're going to go hang out with locals for a little bit. And then we are off to an event for the rest of the day, and I will be there. Are we on X right now? Are we on X right now? Did I retweet this? Did I retweet stuff? There it is. What's up? We got some comments in the house. Hey, Shoe Gal says Republicans are spineless. Yes, that is true. And Raven Madness just shared this one. An email seized by the feds. Hunter Biden wrote his father. Look at this one. Look at this one. John Solomon does great reporting. In email seized by the feds, Hunter Biden wrote his father was so enamored with China's communist leader that, quote, they almost kissed. Oh, gross. Joe Biden likes to... Was this an adult or was this a kid? Federal agents gathered evidence that Hunter Biden had used access to his father's trip in Beijing to meet with prospective partners. They got to meet Dad, all very good, talk later, Hunter wrote. Hunter wrote one of the emails. He says, my father was so enamored with China's leader, I think that they are in love with each other. They almost kissed on departure. Oh my gosh. Joe probably wants to sue him too. Alright, and so, great comments on X, my friends. It's a beautiful Friday. We are going to leave it there. Want to invite you to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to our channel. It would be amazing if you liked this video as well before we left it there. We are going to be done for the day here, but here on this channel, we'll be back on Monday with another live stream. Of course, we'll have video clips and other things coming out on short over the weekend. So thanks for sharing those with friends and family, other people who you think might be interested in joining our channel. We will be back tomorrow for our Saturday members only stream. So if you're a YouTube member or a Locals member, we'll see you there. We're going to be 1 hour earlier, 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 Eastern tomorrow. And then we'll be at watcherlodge.com for a short 30-minute lodge update. The vertical garden came in. The vertical garden tower came in. So I've got the box. We'll open it up. We'll see what's inside. And then we'll call it a Saturday. But I do hope you enjoy the extended weekend, and we pray and remember our fallen on Memorial Day. So thank you to everybody who served our country, everybody who knows somebody and supports those who served our country. We are grateful to them and to you. And so, my friends, until then, I hope you have yourselves a very beautiful and incredible and amazing weekend. You do something that restores your energy, rejuvenates your soul, enlightens your spirit. Spending time with our families, our friends, the people that we love and care about, getting outside, getting some exercise, getting some fresh air, getting some vitamin D and all the good sunshine love, my friends. We will be back here on Monday to get into it again. And to do that, we're gonna need to see you right back here so that together, with your help, we can shine that big, beautiful spotlight of accountability and transparency down upon our system with the hope of finding justice. Local, stay tight. See you in a second. Make it a great weekend, my friends. See you back here on Monday. Bye-bye. What's going on, my friends? How are we doing? Rocky, I just saw your comment come in. Hilarious. Yeah, the spotlight screen was a little bit, wasn't quite warmed up on the vocal cords are a little bit tight in the morning to get out there and
Do you love that song?
screaming it out there. What's
That's
going
his
on?
moving over to his
Usually I have a full day of
locals
talking
only
before we have to
podcast.
really belt out the pipes there, bring out the pipes. What's going on, Rocky? Great to see you. Says, dude, did you catch the testimony of Amanda Tinsick, the whistleblower?
Oh, he's drunk.
Given to the Georgia Senate.
No, he got kicked out of there for being drunk.
I didn't.
At
Who
work.
was this?
No,
Was this yesterday?
Oh, no, Louise.
The other one that I had in my office.
No, I
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
He's got Tourette's or something?
Didn't see it.
no, because he's like, I need my
Was it
money.
yesterday?
Didn't you hear what he said?
No.
He said because I don't know how I didn't
Wow. No, I
change
didn't
his
hear that.
direct deposit. He had
Yeah,
a
she was the
global cash
whistleblower
card. There was
for
no
Congress.
rapid for him because
Sounds like
I scanned the rapids.
What's up?
So
Fresh
it went to his
says,
global.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah, I know. I know that. So it went there, and the cards that Sabrina has expired last month. So I can't even activate it. But we called Global Cash Card.
This is
It's an old account, they closed it, so they rejected his pay, and it's coming back to us, and we can put it on rapid. But he needs to pay like right now. He's like, man, that's some fucked up shit. He's like saying like stuff like that, and like.
Retread medical.
Like,
I didn't hear that. If I'd have heard that, I'd have been in there.
And then he started like kicking the floor with his feet. Like
I heard that. That's why I jumped up.
Yeah, and he's like, so what now? What I gotta do? Go rob someone? Go kill somebody for some money to pay my car note? Right there, I was like, okay, no, you're not just saying that. And I was like, I was like,
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that, or I would have definitely
I
moved
didn't
into
want to make it seem like,
a bigger
get
thing than it
more
was.
agitated and.
No, I wouldn't. I would believe me. I'm all about de-escalating things.
No, because then some guys they think like, oh, so what? Paul is gonna get on me?
No, I was like, dude, this is not appropriate. I mean, she's doing everything she can to help you. I mean,
Says, is the DNC playing hardball with the nomination on Biden?
has that girl come by here called yet either? That one from last night?
Which one?
The one, yeah.
The one that was supposed to start Electro?
No, the one, the pay issue, the other one. That was crying about her pay card on Sense yesterday.
No, I haven't even replied back to her. I was gonna reply like.
You know she sent the message at like 4:20.
4:20. I was like, whatever, you're stupid.
We were both here at 2:30.
Yeah. We were. I mean, I left like 7 till 4. So.
Yeah, and I left like quarter after. So if she did come here, it was after then.
Yeah, it was at that time.
Yeah. Jared passed you up. Oh no. Hey, I'm still in 10th.
Vitamin D, got to get a lot of that. Dance here. Geo, take a trip. Short game plank into the deep wild blue. What's up, Dana, in the house? Rose says, please keep the calendar updated. It's updated, yeah. I updated it this morning. Thank you for the reminder. It's true. It's true. I got to make sure it's updated. But tomorrow is updated. Yeah, so 8 a.m. Membo, 9 a.m. Sovereignty Saturday. We'll do a short stream, and then I got another meeting tomorrow, so I got to get out the door again. So it's super busy. I'm going to be quite busy these next few weeks, running up to our Vegas meetup, baby. All right, so let's do a refresh, and then I got to wrap it up and get out the door, my friend. So Cohen says, what happened if the jury found President Trump guilty? Is he going to prison? Can he appeal? The judge, could sentence him to jail, certainly. Can he appeal? Answer, yes. Yeah. So he could go to prison. I don't think he will. The judge will probably just fine him, put him on home detention. But yes, he can appeal. And the question is, would the judge remand him into custody pending appeal? Rob, do you do a pre-flight inspection on your chair before your big, beautiful spotlight tilt back? No, I don't have a checklist, a pre-flight checklist or anything like that. Maybe I should. WD-40 back there, a couple wrenches, tighten it up. Let's see. It's pretty, it feels pretty solid. But it's, this is a high quality chair. This is not your regular old office chair. If you knew how much I spent on this chair, you'd be like, what? I got it. When I was searching for it, I was like, all right, fine. I figured, it's like, hey, I'm sitting in this chair a lot, so I better just get the Rolls Royce chairs. So I did. I got the Rolls Royce chairs. It's a good chair, for sure. Kind of obnoxious how expensive it is, but what can you do? We gotta make sure I don't crack my head open on the wall. So we gotta make sure we got good equipment.
Oh yes, this is Luis Rodriguez. I'm gonna take the day off today, but most likely I'll probably won't be coming back because too much on my body, man. I went to the doctor today, and I'm on the verge of dehydration again. I can't go forward to go to the hospital again for another 7 days. But anyways, I just want you know, I found out gratefully. I'm not trying to, I love the job, but it's too much for my age and it's too much on my body right now. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for the work.
1 hour earlier than usual. I very much hope to see you there. We'll see what the Saturday has in store for us. So, until the day is done, my friends, I hope you're getting out there, getting after it, and making it a great day. See you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right. We're gonna watch this thing from yesterday. You're gonna listen to it. I'm gonna watch it.
Since I confirmed with Global Cash Card that they rejected his pay, Jody authorized Danielle to upload his rapid card today.
Oh, good.
So I called him and he apologized for that way.
I get it. I mean, you upset, but you still got to maintain control.
Yeah.
I mean, especially
But I don't even.
when someone is diligently. I mean, that's why I wasn't interrupting you because I
No.
saw you were busy in the middle of something, and I saw Danielle was calling. I was like, I knew it was probably for you. So.
Yeah, so I was just like he was not even scary.
No, I know. It's just he's
Like
just
I almost
frustrated.
feel like he's a little bit like down, and that's why he
Probably
was acting the way-
probably autistic. Probably
There you go.
yeah.
Not down.
Yeah, it's okay.
So,
We have like a little Downs community that lives across the street from our house.
Uh-huh.
I mean, huge.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they're those. What are they called? That they live alone. Because I have a friend whose mom takes care of like 10 down that are able to live on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So she just needs to go and make sure and visit them because some of them can't have an iron in their house.
Right.
So.
I can't believe I can't remember the name of the place, but it's a big. They have a coffee shop in White House and stuff like that.
California and Long Beach, there's a little place where it's a community of midgets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
it's funny because all their doorknobs are like down here because they're all little
Just
people.
all little people.
Yeah.
That's cool. Person. Okay, let's find this next one for you guys. What's up, Denizen? Hey, Brandon, sorry I missed you, if you're still here. Alright, let's get this playing. Last night. Alright.
Alright, my friends. We just pressed the Let's Go Live button on this little bit of a late night stream. How are we doing? It's a beautiful Thursday. Let's wait for the tubes to connect themselves all across the fruited plains of the interwebs before we go ahead and get started. Got to make sure we are broadcasting, otherwise we're just rambling. No one can hear us. Hello, Rob. Hello. Looks like our tubes are connecting themselves nicely. Let's check this thing over here. All right, and it is kicking over, isn't it? Hopefully. We're good on YouTube. Let's go. There we go. All right. We're getting started. So let's do it, shall we? Hello, my friends, and welcome back to yet another episode of Watching the Watchers Live, the show that spotlights misconduct involving police, prosecutors, and politicians. My name is Robert Gouveia. I am a criminal defense attorney, and today we are talking about Hunter Biden. We've got a trial coming up in the Hunter Biden case. Of course, we've been spending a lot of time here on the Trump trials, but let us not forget that the first son also has a smorgasbord of criminal problems, mostly because of his own doing. He could have just taken a plea deal and called this some time ago, but he decided not to do that. So we've got trial now scheduled in this case. It was earlier this year. Unfortunately, they have continued it to September 5th, 2024. We're a little bit, we were kind of looking forward to an earlier trial on it, but that's pretty good too. As long as they don't continue this again, trial will start for the president's son in September. That seems curious. So it feels like their little lawfare attack might be backfiring on them a bit if their own son is going to be on trial right now. So we'll see how that plays out for them. But as the government is preparing for this trial, we have the government's trial brief. And so we're going to read through it. It's about 20 pages. And inside they lay out their case. They say this is what we're going to be doing. This is how we're going to prove that Hunter is a criminal. I can't believe it's taken them so long, but we'll go through it, and what was attached to that is the text messages that he sent to a bunch of different people. And of course, this is about addiction. This is about Hunter buying a gun when he was not supposed to buy a gun. Filled the form. The form says, "I'm not using illegal drugs," and he of course was. And the text messages show that. So we'll go through that. We'll see what is inside and see what the government is intending to prove in their case, and then we'll stick around and see what's going on with Hunter's sugar daddy. You remember him, Kevin Morris. There's been some stories back and forth that he's no longer funding the legal bills for Hunter. Just kind of decided not maybe a good investment. Our idea was, yeah, he was investing in Hunter as long as Daddy had some power. But if Daddy's on the way out because he's about to get obliterated by Trump in 2024, no longer a good investment. But it turns out, we've been asking ourselves for quite some time, why is Hunter Biden...
It's from last night. He just finished his daytime show, JC.
Get away with everything. He can be in Burisma, collecting
I missed it
$83,000
last
a month and so on, just kind of being a criminal all over the world, and nobody cares, including our government. And the question is, was he an asset? Was he literally connected to the CIA or some such thing? And now there is a new drop from Gary Shapley, the IRS whistleblower who we talk a lot about here, doing amazing work. And he released a new affidavit. Jason Foster posted about this on X. You know who he is. And so we'll read through that report from Gary Shapley. It's a new affidavit. It's basically saying that the CIA was putting pressure on the DOJ to not pursue Kevin Morris. Like they wanted Kevin Morris to continue to do his funding, his sugar daddy of Hunter Biden. So very strange situation over there, and we'll see what is going on with Gary Shapley's affidavit. Of course, Jason Smith, who heads up the Oversight Committee, or the Financial Ways and Means Committee rather, he was also out talking about this here today. So you can see we've got two segments to get to today, my friends. It is Thursday. Our schedule.
One of our German Shepherds got loose like 3 years ago, and
at the Genius Network all day. Going to be there all day tomorrow too.
we had to buy some chickens.
Likely change tomorrow as well. But
That's why I'm leery about having chickens in the backyard. I think if they were ours and they were penned and they saw them every day, they wouldn't eat them.
Before we get into everything, we got to make sure we're up to speed on what is going on out there with the bird flu situation.
I understand.
You know, we got to get prepared, and apparently the bird flu situation is more widespread than we thought. They're testing the cow poop, and turns out it's there. Monitoring showing hints of the virus. Countries use sewage to track COVID-19. We learned yesterday that some other person in the United States tested positive for this thing, and so we've got to get prepared. How can we do that? Well, obviously our friends at the Wellness Company. Now, the Wellness Company has a contagion emergency kit that is prescription-based, and is the only kit of its kind. It comes from the Wellness Company. It gives you an assortment, very effective medications for all sorts of various illnesses that might pop up. We don't know what will pop up, so it's better to have stuff you need prepared and stored aside for yourself. It's got things like ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, Z-Pack, Tamiflu,
Smart chicken.
inhalers, nebulizers.
And I don't use that word much because most chickens aren't very smart.
People like Dr. Peter McCullough. You know who he is. And so every American should have at least one of these kits at your home. Very simple to order. Go to twc.health/Robert. Super easy. I've done it. Use code Robert. You'll save and you'll get free shipping. Very convenient, very easy. Safeguard your health. Go to twc.health/Robert. These kits are only available in the USA, and there's a bunch of good stuff inside. So get prepared, my friends, and thanks for supporting our sponsors here today. All right, and so without any further ado, let's get into the debauchery from this degenerate called Hunter and see what's inside these text messages. Oh boy, here we go. Hunter Biden's ex-wife may be called to testify. He's now scheduled for a trial. And isn't it interesting that his trial is now scheduled for September 5th, 2024, just a couple months away from the election? That'll be very curious to see how the country reacts to this trial. This one, legitimate. We've got a whole book of criminality about Hunter Biden, courtesy of Marco Polo USA and our friend Garrett Ziegler and his team. And they're exposing what Hunter has been involved in. You can get that book over there at marcopousa.org. Check them out. But my point is, this is now all coming to a head, and this was rigged from the very beginning. Remember that Hunter had basically convinced the DOJ not to prosecute him at all. They were just going to decline charges, and then they were going to bring out some sort of essentially a diversion deal. Then he was going to plead guilty and kind of have this immunity deal, and he just threw a hissy fit, and the judge really set the case for trial. If he's not going to plead guilty, well, here we are. We've got trial. And so September 5th is coming up. A slight delay. It was scheduled for earlier, but when they were in court very recently, the judge postponed it. Hunter's looking a little nervous there, aren't you, Hunter? Now, the tax charges have been moved, unfortunately, to September 5th, after the judge presiding over the case made Biden's attorney promise he would not seek further delays. Ooh, we're going to have Hunty Poo on trial before the election? That'll be fun. In asking for a delay in the case, Hunter's lawyer, we know who he is, Abby Lowell, an attorney for Biden, cited issues with discovery, witnesses, obtaining experts, as well as the upcoming trial on federal gun crimes in Delaware, which is currently set for June 3rd. Now, Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden, has been accused of engaging in tax avoidance conspiracy for years, lavish lifestyle, drugs, guns, pictures, hookers, the whole thing. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Now, the efforts to delay the gun trial in Delaware, those have repeatedly failed, and he waived his appearance at today's court. Now, the time to try this case is now, said the prosecutor, Leo Weiss. And you got to be very careful in this case, all right? There's a little bit of patty cake going on between these two sides. Your boy here is ordinarily on team defense attorney, but we've got a precarious position here because the defense attorney is representing Hunter, who's a real piece of work. But we also know from our many, many, many conversations here that the DOJ is a real piece of work. So we have our problems here against a whole bunch of garbage individuals involved in this. So what are we going to do about it? So we got to make heads and tails of it. But Leo Weiss is part of the same guy who's trying to get Hunter to kind of agree to just take the plea deal. He would have just agreed to take the plea deal. They would have never charged him for the crimes he was worried about. And if they did, he could have used the plea deal as an excuse, say it was already final and done, but it wouldn't have happened. My point is, the government is now trying to, I think, save face a little bit, but we'll see how this plays out. And I wouldn't, my friends, I wouldn't put it past them to throw the trial. It happens all the time. They try a police officer for shooting and killing someone, suddenly the prosecutors fall asleep at the desk. What's an objection? All of a sudden, when they have to, when the defendant is on their side. Happened here in Arizona, the Philip Brailsford case. Happens all the time. Suddenly the prosecutors just become deaf and dumb. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to prosecute a cop, for example. So these government prosecutors, well, the time to try this case is now. Don't buy it, right? Who knows? He says, I reject that zealously. Representing a client is a delaying tactic, says Avi Lowell. They said there's just a lot of noise around this case, but that doesn't make it complex, says the government. It's just a case against an individual taxpayer. The volume of exhibits is not massive. It's just tax documents. In this court, they said, we like to set schedules and keep them, said the judge, Judge Mark Scarsi. In a ruling that the trial date will be moved to September, he says the needs of the defendant outweigh the prejudice in moving it. So the trial gets moved. We'll see if it stays on there in September. But what we do know is that the government is getting ready. So let's dive into this brief and see what they are going to prepare. And this is from 520 out of the District of Delaware, back in Joe Biden's backyard. As the election is ramping up, the government's preparing for a trial for his son. Now, this is the same guy, David Weiss, same special counsel who was behind the rigged deal in the first place. So now he's like, well, now I'm a real tough prosecutor. Like, we know, okay. We saw what you wrote. We made videos about it not long ago, David. So don't try to fool us like you're a tough guy now. But anyways, here they come out. So we're doing this patty cake game between the DOJ and the son of the guy who runs the DOJ. Okay. So they say the defendant, this is a prosecutor speaking, Robert Hunter Biden, they say, chose to lie on a federal background check form required for the purchase of a firearm. You know, that is the form 4473. Hunter went in there and said, I could buy a firearm. I'm a real tough guy, you know. By falsely stating, because Hunter thought he was kind of like a gangster or something. I don't know what his thing was, but that's like what I think he thought he was. He had scales with his crack on and all sorts of stuff. So he thought he was a real hard, tough guy. All right. So he says, he went in, I'm going to buy a gun, fills out the form, he falsely stated, are you an unlawful user of a controlled substance on that form? You know, you check that box and you go all the way up. He thought, no.
All right, sorry guys. They're freaking out over at Detox because Spectrum's over there working.
And by lying, he was able to illegally buy a gun on October 12, 2018. And he chose to illegally possess that firearm until it was taken from his possession on August 23rd, 2018. Trump's in the White House. Now, Hunter is charged in a 3-count indictment violating various statutes for making a false statement during a background check. So
Jared,
the form incorrectly,
hey, he's dedicated.
and he also made a false statement.
He's dedicated. You guys need to take advantage of these moments when he's not on and catch him.
He also had
In fact,
possession of a firearm in count 3. Now, the trial was scheduled for June 3rd on that one. The other one, I think, got bumped to September. So we do have a June trial, I think, is where this one is currently scheduled for. Now, this trial brief sets forth the elements that the government will prove at trial. So what are they going to drop on us? Now, it's also going to summarize some of the evidence the government will use to do so. They say, here's the law. Now, in order to find the defendant, Hunter, guilty of count 1, here's what we got to prove. And we often talk about these as checkboxes. And so when you think about this related to some of the Trump trials we're covering here, like, for example, the Alvin Bragg case, we don't have anything like this. You know, we don't have a list of ingredients that you have to get in order to make the crime. So they tell us, okay, first, that the seller was a licensed dealer, so the gun store sold it licensed. The defendant made with a license to sell it, not that the gun was licensed. I want to be clear. Now, that the defendant made a false statement, so Hunter made a false statement, went in there, said something or wrote something wrong. Third, the defendant knew the statement was false. So we break this down, we talk about mens rea and actus reus. So this is a mental state. He knew it was a knowing crime, and then he took an act. He made a false statement. And what was the false statement intended to do? To deceive the seller, right? You had intent to deceive the seller. Now, Hunter has agreed to stipulate that the firearm charged in the indictment was a firearm. So we don't have to debate that. They don't have to prove this. While acquiring a firearm, yeah, it's a gun. Don't have to prove it's a gun. Don't have to bring an expert in to qualify it's a gun. It's a gun. Okay, we got it. And they've also agreed to stipulate that the dealer was a licensed dealer. Yeah, it's a gun store. Don't need to fight that either. But that leaves 3 issues for trial with respect to count 1. So we have to get into this now. Whether Hunter made a false statement when he filled out the form. Was he using the drugs or not? Whether Hunter knew that the statement was false, and whether the false statement was material to the sale. So in other words, if Hunter would have said, yes, I'm a crackhead, would they have sold him a gun? Answer, no. But they'll need evidence of that. So here is, that's just for count 1. Now count 2. In order to find Hunty guilty of this offense, the jury must find that the government committed 4 elements here beyond a reasonable doubt. Similarly, defendant knowingly made a statement or representation in the same form, that Hunter made the statement to a federally licensed firearm dealer, that the representation was false, and that Hunty knew that the statement was untrue when he made the statement. So slightly different elements, but largely the same. Now, because Hunter agreed to stipulate that yes, he had a license, and because we don't have to worry about materiality as we do in count 1, that only leaves these two issues, which are identical to the same as above. So we'll fast forward. Count 3. In order to find the Hunter guilty of this offense, here's what we've got to prove now. Possession of a firearm by a drug user or a drug addict. So here's what you got to prove. Hunter was an unlawful user of a controlled substance, and that is crack cocaine. Kind of a big one, you know. Now, Hunter also knowingly possessed a firearm. That is a Colt Cobra 38 special revolver with this serial number while he was a crackhead. So, crack and gun. And third, at the time that Hunter knowingly possessed the firearm, he knew he was an unlawful user of the crack. And fourth, the firearm was transported across the state line at some time during or before Hunter's possession of it. Now, as noted, Hunter agreed to stipulate on the firearm. We know it's a gun. The defendant agreed to stipulate the firearm was transported across the state line at some point before Hunter got it. And so that leaves these only issues here. Whether Hunter was either one of the following. He was either an unlawful user of a controlled substance, or he was a drug addict. And whether he knowingly possessed a firearm, and whether that he knew he was an unlawful user as well, while he possessed the firearm. Okay. So we now know what the elements are. Those are the check boxes. Pretty simple. We don't have those in the Alvin Bragg case, because they don't even know what those are. Now, all counts instructions regarding unlawful user and drug addict, they give us an explanation here. They say the court should also instruct the jury. What are the definitions? They say unlawful user of a controlled substance. They say use those terms as they're used in the statutes. The government proposed a jury instruction utilized by the 8th Circuit. We provided it here. They say the phrase unlawful user of a controlled substance means if you use a substance in a manner other than as prescribed by a physician. So that's makes sense. You're using off-label. You could be using, for example, you could be using a prescription drug without a prescription. So you don't have the prescription, but it is technically a prescription drug that maybe came from a pharmacy, just not your prescription. So that's not for you. The defendant must be actively engaged in the use of this during the time of the possession. The use is not limited to the use of drugs on a particular day, but whether it's recent enough. An inference that they're actively engaged can be drawn. Now, the term drug addict means someone who habitually uses this substance so as to endanger themselves or the health, safety, or welfare of others. Now, this instruction is based on the Treasury Department on its gun regulations. The 8th Circuit has also approved this definition. We know that the government, in order to prove this, must show some temporal nexus. So the possession of the gun is on one axis, and the drug use is on another axis. And we're trying to find where there's a cross in time. But the government is not required that they have to be at the same time. In other words, that he possessed the gun while he was high on crack. Don't have to prove that exactly, just as long as there's an overlap. Rather, it's sufficient that the government demonstrate that the use of a controlled substance during the period of time that he possessed the gun. So we filed a motion to stop the defense team from arguing,
I'm gonna take you guys with me to the corporate office.
Must show that he used the substance on the day of the purchase of the gun. So the defense is now trying to make it very clear. Now it's like, he's like, you got to be smoking a crack pipe when you go into the gun store. And then they're like, okay, that's illegal now. The government wants a much looser definition. If you had the gun and you did crack that month, that's like good enough for that. So where is it? Somewhere in the middle. Now, to meet the elements, the government will prove the following at trial. So now we know what the law is. What are they going to show? What are some of these facts? They say Hunter was a user of crack, and he was a crack addict. Yeah, that's true. We're all pretty familiar with that. Hunter admitted he was a user of crack and was a crack addict in his book, Beautiful Things, which he began writing in November 2019.
Corporate office.
He published it in 2021, and he actually narrated the audiobook for him. Oh my gosh, can you imagine listening to a full book by Hunter? He's got the weirdest voice ever. Sounds like an emasculated version of Joe, if that's possible. Anyways. Specifically, Hunter admitted in his book, he says, I'm actively addicted to crack between 2015 and 2019, his own admission. He stated, by the time the plane touched down in Los Angeles in March 2019, this is crackhead Hunter speaking, I had no plan beyond the moment-to-moment demands of the crack pipe. He described in relevant part that, quote, 4 years of active addiction preceded this trip to California. He admitted, I was a crack addict, and that was that. Now, as many of you know here, I do not consume alcohol. I had a problem with alcohol, so I do not drink anymore. So I understand addiction, and I understand recovery. It's something that I am actively in. I consider myself to be a recovered alcoholic. I have a men's group. We meet once a week. We met on Tuesday. It's a great group. And if you need assistance and you need a men's group, let me know. But part of being recovered and recovering in the process of recovering, at least according to the 12 steps that I have been taught, is you got to make amends. And you can't constantly make excuses for your poor behavior and blame everybody else for it and then continue that behavior indefinitely because it's part of your lifestyle. In other words, lifestyle addicts are not recovered people. And Hunter, as far as we can tell, is a lifestyle crackhead. There's still crackhead cocaine.
Let's go to the corporate office,
White
guys.
House, and nobody wants to pin on anybody. So, I personally don't buy sometimes.
Buddy. Stuffy as fuck in here. Alright, let's turn you guys around. We're just gonna run across the river real quick. We're gonna run across the river real quick, get some t-shirts for some of these landscapers we got starting pretty soon. Yeah, Chuck put a lot of feel. I think it had a little bit to do with the LSD too. Maybe just a little bit. Ooh, t-shirts, yeah. Gotta mark it when we got guys out there cutting grass. I should see if I can get them to come do my lawn. Ooh, what the hell's here? Painting? Hunter? Yep, they're painting lines. Painting lines on cement. Over the Maumee River here. This is how close we are to the corporate office. Just get out of there. Leave you guys in the car when I run in. A great chicken hunt. Hello, young ladies.
1-1. I'll be at it now. I guess I'll take another thing.
Crocs and sweats. Need to run. I ain't gonna run you over. You had it. Don't cross side. Right by Fifth Third Field where the Mud Hens play. Ooh, idiot. But they want to run across. But I don't have to make a U-turn on Huron. Memorial Day Chicken Fest. Promenade Park there. Looks like he's going to try and stop. Oh, fucking true. Monster Trucks, July 12th through the 14th. Brew House downtown. That's new. Huh. Gotta love all things brew. Inside here. I'll be right back.
John?
Fucking everybody's gone almost. That was nuts. Literally like one lady there working in the corporate office. The fuck? Alright, let's go. Anything good going on in the scanner? Nope. Hide out from the crazies. Good luck with that, man. That's an impossible task in most places. Mean mugging you. Why? Because you killed half of their relatives? Tree rats, I assume you're talking about, right? Oh, what's going on here? I don't think I can get through there. Let's see. Oh.
121 on sync.
Oh, wow. They closed the road off here, turning it into a park. Okay. We'll just cut this way then. There's Don Juan Express and Cantina.
Yes, for one, check out on emergency 801 Nevada. You will get the address connected. Take the call back up voicemail 801 Nevada. Which one?
Strawberry Nevada.
Imagination Station. It's like a science center. We used to hire for the Renaissance Hotel here too, housekeeping people. Count I got. Yeah, this part of Toledo is. Oops. I was looking down. I was looking up. Surprised I didn't get beeped at.
All day.
First one.
I want to do a quick drive-through of this international park on the other side. There's a bunch of restaurants here. Looks like they're redoing the whole park. On the east side here.
320 Baker, you can put us on scene for your juvenile problem with steel bush.
Baker from Yoshi.
Oh shit. Gonna be able to turn in here? Oh yeah. It's used to be a big gazebo and all that stuff here. Now it looks like they giving up part of it to the river. Little cove. It's like where the row team launches from. It's supposed to be some new restaurants over here though. I want to check it out.
Barcelona, voicemail.
Okay, we got the bay. Oh, transformation takes time, yeah, especially when you're dragging it out. Wow, place looks kind of deserted. So we got Zia's, that's still here. El Vaquero. FedEx. Real Seafood's gone? Glass City Steakhouse. That's new. Where the fuck's Real Seafood? Is it gone? Oh yeah, time, dude. Is it right at noon? We didn't even wait like a minute after noon. Oh wow, he's pretty persistent. Doesn't know what a decline means. Oh no, Real Seafood's still there. Okay, I just missed it. Can I Glass City Steakhouse. I'm gonna have to check that out. Looks expensive though. I'll check it out online when I get back to the orifice.
1383, like to head off.
1383, have a good day.
I'm picking up the cones now finally because the paint's dried. They have an old Bag of Nails pub on the other side of the road here on the left. Eaten there a couple times. It's pretty good. Good fish. And now we're into the dirty east side. Shithole. Parts of it is, I agree. Barbecue, I had barbecue yesterday. Some fried rib bones. What's this guy doing? Fried rib bones and tots. It was delicious. Somebody fucking writing in the dirt on the side of her car. All right, back at the office. Mission complete. We have our t-shirts.
Start for this harassment call, 649 Dearborn, you're in Cyril. Caller John Lee says his underage neighbor is harassing him. She keeps making posts for different services and having people come to his house. 649 Dearborn Avenue, 420.
That's fucked up. It's May. Thank you.
What you call it? That guy was so pissed off, he threw his watch somewhere. Like, that's how bad, like, a tantrum he got. Like, he's like...
You can't find his watch now?
No, he's like, you happen to see my watch on the floor anywhere? I was like, you left out of here. He's like, I know, I got so mad that I just threw my watch. Yeah, and Elijah came in.
Oh, did she?
She said, I'm sorry, I did come in at 4:20. I was like, you know...
Wait, I mean, time was on the message.
I go, just so you know, my boss reads that, so you just made it smooth like we dipped out.
Mhm.
She said, I'm so sorry.
He says, can you get baby powder for my bum?
Oh shit, I forgot the fucking stand.
For my bum.
Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta go get my stand.
But I'm at a hospital. Can you meet up here? I got pills too.
I'm taking you guys with me.
What favor you need? Hunter says I need party favors. Oh, tomorrow. I'll get you that. Now. I need it now. Okay, I have a guy. I can give you his phone number, but he can only bring 5 at the time for $500 a pill. I can give you his phone number. You want it? Yes, please. Okay. Here's the number. 14 away. This is so-and-so. I'll text 5 away so we can meet on the long prayer just south of you. 10 minutes away, 7 minutes away, this voice call, where you at? 2 to 3 away, black Jeep about to pull up. Someone says, bro, I'm waiting on the dude to bring your crap. He said it's 30 minutes out. Hunter says, K, ETA. He says, white boy bringing it to you. This guy. He just picked your stuff up. He's going to call you right now. Hunter says, hey, crack delivery guy. What's up, buddy? Where are you? Crackhead says, what's up, bro? I'm in Carson. Crack dealer. They have a video call. Want me to drop your crack off? Send me the address. I'll do it. I just picked your stuff up, bro. What's the address? Hey, you coming this way, says Hunter? ASAP if you can. I need it. Bro, I got it. Where do I drop it, bro? I picked up your stuff in hold until you call for it, bro. I got it. Can you come this way now? He says, yeah, I'm heading your way. Hey, you coming? Hunter says, send the white boy if it's faster. I guess it depends how he's coming. I don't know what route he's taking. Dude, Hunter says, where's my crap? He says, okay, sorry, I got the white boy. Sending him now. Hey, I just got the app. You want 10 grams? Question mark? Hunter says, why? Sorry, phone died. He said $600. Is that cool? Hunter says, yeah, okay, no problem. Send me your address. He's actually down to meet you. Here's his number. It's 8201. You're welcome, LOL. Enjoy. So this is a message to Hunter. It says, Z baby, I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm not trying to take advantage of you, but I spent all the money that you got me on black. I really needed it. Also went to Walmart, bought some things, but I wasn't able to get a pipe anywhere. Is there anything else?
All right, here we go.
I will do what I can, babe. I'll spend the entire night with you if you want.
My watch now, buddy.
Please don't think I'm taking advantage. If you say no, I'll still come over.
Yeah, I wish I could find.
Hunter, and I really understand you. When I see you in a way, I feel that others don't. You're an amazing person inside. You have a beautiful heart. So, of course, we know what type of conversation that is. Says, well, Hunter says back to someone else, I need more chore boy, but regardless, come back and yes. I need more chore boy, which is a drug. Come back and yes. Hunter says, I'm in Delaware. I'll be here for at least a week. I still don't have a separate account unless you did that, and I didn't hear from you. Also need a P.O. box, I think near Chateau. I'd like you to price out storage lockers from big enough for a car as small as to a walk-in closet. This person says, I'm using this other until my phone, Hunter, I'm using this phone until my other phone arrives in the mail. Okay, so it was another message, 3774, that freaked me out. This blank, and I'm going to beat you up, says Hunter. Response, hello? Response, hi, are you on the way home? Call me, please. Hunter says something 5, message back, yeah, okay, where are you? Truthfully, where are you? Hunter says bye, I guess, LNG, hold, bye, I guess, LNG and hold. Where are you? Where? I'm home. In DC, in Delaware or DC? Hunter says Newcastle, Delaware. Okay, please be safe, my love. I just want you safe. Hunter says, do you want to go to the patio? Yes or no? She says, sure, what time? Trying to find out how long they will be there. Response, what do you think? What do you think? Do you want to go? I'll do whatever you want. Love you. Question mark. Hunter says, I'll be home in an hour. You okay? You staying home? Why won't you answer my calls? Where are you? Are you with someone? No, cracked out probably. Or maybe with someone too. He says, yes, blank hangs out at 7-Eleven, Ion, Green Hill, and Lancaster. I'm now off Maryland
Charlie Sheen's shirts.
His brother L is getting in the car now.
This is Ariat, homie.
Now I'm getting pissed, says Hunter. This
Charlie don't wear no Ariat.
I called you 500 times in the past 24 hours, and you no answer. Practice what you preach. He says, I was sleeping on a car smoking crack on 4th Street in Rodney, okay? I couldn't call you back. Where were you? Hunter said, there's my truth. Where were you? I just want to help you get sober, Hunter. Nothing I do or you do is working. I'm sorry. I'm afraid you're going to die, and I can't live without you. What one thing have you done to help me get sober, witness? Hunter says, I'm almost there. I'm here and I can't get in. And we've got some more photos. Let me just do a little recap on this here, just to make sure that we don't have any Hunter, what kind of Hunter photos. All right, we have to be a little bit careful on what's coming up. All right, so let's see where we're at. All right, so now we are here. I'm here and I can't get in. And now there's this image of a back seat of a car. This is from Richie Jones to Hunter Biden. It says, hey buddy, it's Blaine. Just checking in again. I'm thinking about you. Give me a call if you feel like it. Hunter responds, thanks man, how you holding up? I'm in Delaware, last few weeks, headed up to New York for the next few. Call and text, let me know a good time to catch up. And apparently there's a photo that's sent right from the dash of the car. Did you take that from me? Okay, so Hunter sends this to Richie, and then this is a location of a photo. Somebody takes this photo. This is interesting. Hunter says this. Did you take that from me, Blaine? Okay. Are you insane? So the gun's now gone. Tell me now. This is no game, and you're being totally irresponsible and unhinged. Hunter says to her, tell me now. He just found out the gun's gone. Not good. He's not happy about that. He says, you really need to help me think right now. This is very, very serious, Hunter rants. She says, call me. Then she drops a response back. Hunter, I can't believe this. You can blame me all you want. I know it was stupid, throwing it away, they call. But your part is dangerous and negligent. And because of this and my stupidity for being worried about you, I'm dealing with insanity. And possibly I'm the one that's going to get in trouble for throwing your gun away. Check yourself into a local rehab, Hunter. This all has got to stop. Don't run away again. Please don't leave. Police are coming to talk to me now. I'll take full blame. I don't want to live like this anymore. This is too much for me. It's sad. Addiction is very sad thing. And of course he's in the throes of it. So he sends a response back. And there's this big redacted paragraph. It says, the effing FBI name. The effing FBI. It's hard to believe anyone is that stupid. So what's my fault here, Hallie, that you speak of? Owning a gun that's in a locked car hidden on another property? You say I invade your privacy. What more can I do than come back to try again? And you do this? Who in their right mind would trust you to help me get sober? Hunter says to her, you want me dead? She says, I'm sorry. I just want you safe. And that gun was not safe. Says, and it was open, unlocked, and the windows down, and the kids search your car. So they would have seen it too. Now here is one. They respond to Hunter. She says, you have lost your mind, Hunter. I'm sorry I handled it poorly today, but you're in huge denial about yourself and about that reality that I just want you safe. You run away like a child and blame me for your crap. It's to be expected that you prove repeatedly that you can't stay. You really need to work on yourself. It's easier for you to avoid looking within, and it's cowardly to constantly point the blame on me. Take some time. Now here Hunter says, I'm a liar and a thief, and a blamer and a user, and I'm delusional, and an addict, unlike beyond and above all other addicts that you know, and I've ruined every relationship I've ever cherished. So he's coming down. She says, okay, let's do this right. Come home and talk with the kids. Let's tell your family and your kids the plan and let's stick to it. Everyone adores you and wants to feel like you're safe working on sobriety. We can do this. Then I'll do therapy with you while you are there. We can talk about everything you want once you are there. He says, you're blaming me again? She responds to him. And for what? Do you know how and what your addiction has done to us all? When you humbly realize how much damage you cause, humility is a big part of it, then all know you are ready to get sober. Blaming me, that is an excuse to avoid sobriety. If you want us, our love, our support, my help, then shut up and come home, and we can get you there. He says, no, I'm not blaming you. No blame regarding sobriety. She says, you are the one not sober, and it's brutally affecting all of us. He says, I'm a drunk. More than that. So then they send some other emails and text messages. He says, I'm an addict. Do you want your crack back, person? She says, I can't take it anymore. She says, you want me to relapse? And he says, for a long time. She says, focus on yourself and getting sober, not on me. Hunter responds, and do you really care that little about me? That you say stuff like, good to know you're alive. That's how little you care. Hope you did kill yourself. Why do you get to be so mean, blank? What did I ever do to you?
Impact Employment Solutions, Norm speaking. How can I help you?
You want me to be so callous with you, blank?
Oh yeah, we're hiring for Electroprime right now.
I thought you were someone special, blank. And I don't mind the way you took advantage.
Have you worked with us before?
Finesse, but I was surprised to see.
A lot of times folks are in our system and they don't realize it.
I know
Let's
I
see.
have my flaws, but I'm proud of who I am. Flaws and all. And I was
Real
surprised
quick. What is your first name?
so wrong about someone I thought had become a friend. You tell all these
L
girls who
E E.
introduced to me that I'm a crackhead loser. What the F?
I'm sorry, one more
better
time.
man than any man you know, whether I'm smoking crack or not. She says, well, that's all very true. The part where I said,
you are in the
you said
system.
I tell all these girls you're a crackhead
May
loser.
15th.
I never called you a loser.
Last week.
But the crackhead
The phone number ending in 0266.
I obviously have to heads
Yeah,
up
I'm
on the
here.
crack thing.
Did you might have applied through Indeed?
No, you're just a crackhead. But a very
Yeah,
nice
it probably came in through Indeed. Something like.
I was upset, she says. I was mean because I was betrayed by the both of
Yeah,
you.
looks like.
I went into defense mode. And I'm sorry for being hurtful. So that's the Blake I know, he says. Hunter responds. Mother effer.
Well, one step toward it, that's for sure.
Worst place for me to be trying to stay clean, he says.
Okay.
I tell everyone to
The email, Haley Arnett 19.
with the same shops as Nantucket, and I can continue my
Switch
treatment.
over
When all
from
you ever
online
decide,
applicant
you're
to
so effing
applicant in
helpful.
process.
Hey, we spoke through blank week
Oh,
before
okay.
Thanksgiving. Met your cousin. And we arranged
Okay.
to do the
All right.
exact
So what I'm
same
going to
thing
do,
tonight.
now you can access that email from your phone.
What?
Okay. I'm going to send you a text real quick.
Hey, we
Actually, I'm
spoke
going to send it to you
through
while I'm on the
blank
phone with you,
week
so I can make sure
before
you got it.
Thanksgiving. Met your cousin. And we arranged to do the same thing tonight. He says, Rob, what? This
All
person
right, send
responds,
that. And then I'm going to send you some onboarding tasks. Now, once those tasks are done, or if you have any questions while you're filling them out, just text me back at the number I just texted you from, okay?
ounce.
All right?
Okay, ounce is going to be
All
14.
right. If you have any problems, just text me on that number. It's the easiest way, especially if the phones are busy. And they have been today. All right. Bye.
Hunter then questions the ounce. Ounce? He says, yeah. And it's 17G, pure. Give him 1100. You'll be happy. Someone says to Hunter, I hope things are well with your book. Truly, I do. I'm staying away from you because you are not sober, someone writes to him. Not because I don't love you. But at some point, if you don't go away to get the help you need, things between us will inevitably change. He says, I promise when you are sober, we will be a team again, but I cannot be with you until you are sober. He says, you'll be there, you say, when I'm healthy, and I don't really need anyone. He says, the drug problem, and I need to know my partner isn't going to abandon me at every problem. He says, I'm not doing this. You have to get sober for your 5 kids and me. Bottom line. or you lose everyone slowly. Not until you get sober. Says, any excuse to not get sober, you have. He says, but when it's tough times, I'm out. She says, I need you sober. He says, I need you to be here for me. To get sober. She says, I've tried so many times. You have to go to a facility.
Impact Employment Solutions,
He says,
speaking
Blake,
up and
that's
help
so
you.
untrue. You haven't helped. He sends another
Yes.
message. Hey, wondering if you're around to someone else. This person says,
Yes,
who's
we are.
this? He says, we met at the gas station. I have the big truck, the Raptor. The Raptor, you remember me.
Okay. Have you worked with us before?
He said, you had the Mini. He said, you helped your
Let me
buddy
get
out.
you pulled
hooking
up
me
here.
He's finding crackheads at the gas station.
What's the first name
He says,
again?
what's up? Any chance you can help me out, says Hunter?
Actually, let's just do it by the social. It's
But
easier.
you have anyone
Last
who
four.
can meet me halfway in Boston? I'll pay well for anyone who can
What's your
bring
last
me
four?
here in 20
Yeah.
minutes north of Boston. He says, no, I can't make that trip to Boston. LOL, who do you think you are? He says, you gotta come out here, man.
I found you.
Because I'm insane and an addict, and I'll obsess over it if you don't. You saw that photo pop up.
A couple of weeks back, last June
It's
to
only
July.
just a slight
Okay.
crackhead. It's only a slight
All
crackhead. It's
right.
only a slight Hunter photo.
Your phone number still ends in
So,
5763.
Someone sends a message to Hunter.
All right.
Why
Just a
can't you
second.
admit you are unhappy, Hunter? In the
What's the
throes
new number?
of addiction and need help coupled with love.
Okay.
He says, I
I'm
agree
sorry.
completely.
You'll have to start over. It cut
He says,
out.
I blame her for being selfish and self-righteous, hypocritical C-word. Whoa! That actually truly works against my getting sober. So again, he's like blaming everybody else for this. He says, I'll get effing sober.
509-6962.
Effing sober. And here's another crackhead.
Okay, and you have kshonda16gross at gmail.com.
And yeah, we'll fast forward through that photo for sure. Anyways, these PDFs will be on the website, Robert.
I am going to send you some new onboarding tasks and a link
Something.
and a
That's
text.
line
Now, once those tasks are done, just text me back to the number that I text you from, okay?
in a busy grocery store, and then some
All right.
kid blows his
If you have any
sister's
problems, just
head
text
off
me at the number that you receive, okay?
That's one thing.
You're welcome.
Might happen. Okay, we got some more crackhead photos over there. And we'll skip those. Here's another one. Hunter says, I'll let you know when he calls me back. What am I doing, buddy? Head to province or it might not. Somebody says to Hunter, you got it? And let's see, we've got some more text messages and then we'll wrap it up. Here's Hunter sending, he says, he around if I get the usual takeout order? Buddy, you understand my question, says Hunter. He around if I get the usual takeout order? You understand, buddy? He says, one full. He says, how long till you get here? 1 hour, 30 minutes tops. What am I sending you? Says Hunter. He says 15. Rather sooner so I can make sure it works. Let me know when you're 30 minutes away. I'm outside, 25 minutes away. 184 Preston. He says send Venmo now to eliminate the confusion. Hunter says I'm calling. Okay. 5 minutes out. Can you send so I can pay him? Can you send so I can pay him? Let me know as soon as you handle it. So they're Venmoing their drugs now. And Hunter says, well, just tell him you want to try it. It's supposed to be 31, Hunter says. Just tell him you want to try it. He says, it's supposed to be 31 and barely registers anything. S the chart, hard to believe, says Hunter. Says, this is complete BS. I don't like doing these things when I'm not in town. I have to be there to oversee this stuff because everyone's trying to get over. I'll get you 200 back for sure, coming out of my own pocket. Bring it tomorrow. He's sleeping. And now they're talking about more drugs. Hunter says, and he's not someone I can keep waiting, bro. I told him I'd test it. I told him don't bring it. It's not 2. And I told him I'd have to eat this if it wasn't. He says, what the duck, man? It's not even 5%. He says, this is weird. What's going around right now? It's never 5%. Hunter says maybe he didn't know what he was getting. He says, I'll do the test again in front of him. I'll just show him. There's no drugs in here. He just called. He didn't pick it up. He just called. He just called and he didn't pick up. But what about the weight? He says, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. That's what I'm confused about too. He says, let me know, buddy. Maybe he grabbed the wrong bag of crack. I know you can't make promises from 2,500 miles away. Hunter says, I'll arrange you to bring it back tomorrow. I think it may be fentanyl and mix. Hunter says, whoa, seriously? You're giving me fentanyl and mix? Trying to kill me? Or something? And they say, fentanyl will kill people. Hunter says, yeah, I heard about it. It doesn't even show as one of the Colts on that chart, man, says Hunter. This guy says, I don't think that's it. Hunter says, the little piece tested here was at least medium yellow, but it didn't come from the bag he gave me. Hunter says, no more texts, okay? How much you was wanting? Hunter says, 400 worth. Okay, send me the address. Comfort Inn, Nantucket. This guy says, okay, I'll be there soon. He wants to know if you can come here. I have a ball on me. Hunter responds to him, dude, did you just scam me? Hunter got scammed for his crack. It feels like it. He says, no way, dude. How do you feel? I sold a 30 just now. You gave me 200. That's what I bought you the first
Impact
time.
employment
The
notice
second
picking
time
up
I sold,
after.
I brought you 60. Dude, I like you. I won't scam you, says this guy. That's the crackhead Biden household.
Right.
So that's the evidence that's going to be on there. And you can see all those text messages seem like they are a little bit incriminating because he's buying drugs multiple times. So he should have taken the plea deal. This whole thing.
Okay. What we do is after the 6 months are over, we have to submit your name to them to see if you are eligible to return.
Not wrong about anything he's ever done.
Let me
Other people are responsible for his own
pull you up in
sobriety
the system.
and and if they actually are actively urging him,
What's your last four?
he still blames them and castigates them for their assistance. So he's a real piece of work, this guy. And
Your
he's
name
got a
again?
trial coming up in June and September as it stands right now. And so we're going to be here continuing to
You
cover
still at
this.
Ohio?
Be very curious if these trials actually happen. We hope you join us as we do. Thank you for subscribing to our channel, my friends. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for inviting a friend or family member to come on over here and join us.
Okay, you don't have to get in the whole address. It'll update when you fill this
All
stuff
right,
out
we
on
got
Messenger.
1 second left.
Yeah, I just wanted to know because a lot of times that's the cause of most of the folks leaving just because of some type of restriction they put you on or something like that, or they lock the place down.
A little bit of hot water. He has no more money.
We understand that.
Paying for his legal bills.
Your phone number still ending in 5845.
Because a new affidavit from the
Okay,
IRS
and your email's still birdham2023 at Gmail.
The CIA was putting pressure on the DOJ to not investigate this guy, Kevin Morris, who is the sugar
Yeah, we just said BERTOM
CIA
2023.
They want Hunter to get the money
Alright.
and the defense funding for reasons. Why might that be? Let's see what the story says. Funding might be coming to an end. Politico reported on this one. And by way of background, before we get into this new affidavit, we got to know what's going on with this guy. Hunter Biden's legal defense
Yeah,
has
looks
a
like you're
problem.
doing fine,
Kevin
or
Morris
decent
has
at
not
least
paid
for
the
attendance
bills.
until
Turns
that
out,
hit.
less than a month before the start of the first trial, Hunter
Alright, I'll go ahead and submit your name. We should know something by next Thursday.
He's a Hollywood entertainment lawyer called Kevin Morris. Long supported the president's son. He's told associates he's run out of resources to fund the defense. The reason he got involved in the first place is because he wanted to help Hunter. And maybe because his daddy's the president. He really wanted to help him because no one was helping him. But now 4.5 years later, and when Joe's not going to maybe win the presidency again, he is feeling a little tapped out. Reach for comment about this reporting. Kevin Morris confirmed the person's account, but declined to comment further. And a spokesperson for Biden's legal team also declined to comment. This guy's been playing a major role in paying the bills. The fact that he can no longer do this is going to cause Joe Biden a problem. Now he faces financial constraints. There's going to be a huge problem.
Hey, No Mercy. What's up, buddy?
Concerns about how how Hunter is going to pay for all of this stuff. Maybe Joe will do it. But apparently this guy has given Hunter more than $6.5 million. Now, did that come lovingly from Kevin Morris, or was this government money funneled through some CIA operation? At a pretrial hearing, the lead attorney signaled that they need more time for preparation. And of course, the judge has given them some of that in the tax case. But this is now a new drop. You remember Gary Shapley and our friend Jason Foster. They came out. They are with the Empower Oversight Committee. He's the founder over there, and they do some great work on this stuff. But he posted this. He says, listen, this comes from IRS Special Agent Shapley, a newly released affidavit saying that the CIA was involved with Morris. That the CIA summoned prosecutors to Langley for a classified briefing on Kevin Morris, Hunter Biden's sugar daddy and balcony bong lawyer. Now after that, nothing further from the DOJ. They just called a lid on it. So here is what the affidavit says from our friend Gary Shapley. He writes, I, Gary Shapley, hereby provide the following statement. Since April 2018, I've been a special super agent, supervisory agent, and a super agent at that too. An IRS criminal investigation over with the U.S. Department of Treasury. He says, in that role, I supervise line agents in carrying out the investigation of Hunter. And that began January 2020. Another part of the rigged election, the DOJ back then covered up the entire investigation until the election was over and their guy so-called won. So Shapley was part of the investigatory team. He says, I continued in that role until I was removed from the investigation by the DOJ in May 2023. Why? Because he provided protected disclosures. He blew the whistle about how the government DOJ, Biden's DOJ, mishandled the investigation of Hunter, the son. There were conflicts of interest that popped out. There were preferential treatments that were given out. Deviations from normal investigative procedures. Conflict information that was provided to the Attorney General, to Congress, all related to the independence of the U.S. Attorney for Delaware. Shapley says, in and around August of 2021, discussions were ongoing within the prosecution team on the Hunter investigation. We were asking ourselves, what witnesses do we need to interview to get this job done? During a prosecution team conference call that was on the calendar, recurring all the time, sometime around August 2021, on this phone call, Assistant U.S. Attorney Leslie Wolf, who keeps popping up every time we have a Biden investigation, she told the team that Shapley was on the call with that she and the DOJ tax attorney called Jack Morgan had recently returned from the CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, where they had been summoned to talk about Kevin Morris. That doesn't fit. Prosecutor Wolf stated that they were provided a classified briefing in relation to Mr. Morris, and as a result, we could no longer pursue him as a witness. Why would the CIA stop the DOJ from doing their job? Investigators probed Assistant Attorney Wolf, but since her briefing was classified, she was apparently sanitizing it to an unclassified form to share over an open phone line. She did not elaborate with more information. She reiterated more than once, that they were summoned to the CIA in Langley talking about Mr. Morris, and that because of the information provided there, he could not be a witness for the investigation. Who is running the country? The CIA gets to decide what a prosecutor does there. They get to decide what justice is done. Prosecutor Wolf proudly referenced a CIA mug and stated that she purchased some CIA swag at the gift shop while she was there. She's just so excited. I got to talk to the CIA. Because prosecutors are mostly, I can't paint with broad strokes, but we'll do it here. Unhappy, kind of miserable people. So this was a big, exciting moment in her life.
Of course they can. I don't do
just leave it there. She got a copy. She's a CIA mug. She's like, wow! Called her mom. So it's unclear how, because she's a prosecutor, that's a really exciting thing. So it's unclear how the CIA became aware that Mr. Morris was a potential witness. How did they even know in the Hunter Biden investigation? Why agents were not told about the meeting in advance? Why we weren't invited to participate? It is a deviation of normal investigative processes for prosecutors to exclude investigators from substantive meetings like this. Now, in August, I emailed, says Gary Shapley, Prosecutor Wolf to request a classified briefing on the information the CIA had provided concerning Mr. Morris. The email stated, can you give me a call when you have a minute? I'm looking to set up a time to talk with you in a secure location to get an update on one of the witnesses. My clear redacted is T redacted S redacted. Now, I'm sure you understand that I have to, at a minimum, understand the issue at hand. He says, I can come to Delaware, I can come to Baltimore, I can go to Delaware. Joe Gordon offered to facilitate whatever's most convenient. So Shapley emails Wolf.
Impact Employment, Mom speaking. How can I help you?
And let's see what happens. Wolf initially solicited
I'm sorry?
attorney Matthew McKenzie to assist with setting up the meeting. Now,
Yeah,
I don't think
101
I'm gonna get a lawyer
Main
again.
Street.
So I don't recall whether it was on the telephone or another means, but McKenzie then referenced the clearance level of TSHCSO as a compartmentalized section required to receive the briefing. It is believed that the HCSO compartment is a CIA-specific sensitive compartment that was unlikely to have been obtained by DOJ tax attorney Morgan or prosecutor Wolf. It's possible this was simply another roadblock placed in front of investigators to continue to deny investigators access to all of the relevant information. Now, although prosecutor Wolf initially appeared to be receptive to facilitating a briefing for me on the information, she then ignored multiple attempts by me to arrange the briefing. Since obtaining this briefing was out of my control, eventually I was forced to accept it would not happen. However, it served as yet another example of deviations from normal investigative processes in this matter. Prosecutor Wolf, who was alerting Hunter's lawyers about stuff that they were going to go search, there was a storage bin that they were going to go execute a warrant on. She alerted the defense, they cleared it out. And USA Wolf made no reference to what she had shared over the open phone line being classified, which it would have been an improper disclosure of classified information. Someone should indict her and raid her house and go through her husband's bedroom and her son's bedroom. As such, I share this information under the belief that it does not contain any classified information from Gary Shapley, whistleblower extraordinaire. And so, very interesting that Kevin Morris apparently is a CIA asset. Does that mean that Hunter Biden is a CIA asset? Would that explain why he continues to basically get away with everything? That there are no repercussions for the Biden's crime family's decades of criminality? Here is Jason Smith. He is on one of the congressional committees investigating Hunter Biden and the Biden crime family. And here's what he says about this.
Release the information the IRS whistleblowers provided that proved that Hunter Biden in fact lied to Congress on at least 3 different occasions, the ones you just explained. Now this will be up to oversight and judiciary of whether they move forward on a criminal referral, which they should, because the evidence is crystal clear that Hunter Biden broke the law, which is a felony. We have seen the Justice Department on numerous occasions bring charges to people who lied to Congress. We now know Hunter Biden lied to Congress on 3 direct accounts on February 28th of this year.
Yeah, Congressman, it just seems like they're above the law because you can recommend charges to oversight and judiciary and they can move forward, but it's still up to Merrick Garland.
It's up to Merrick Garland. And unfortunately, we have seen this Biden administration that has looked at a two-tiered justice system, one that's for the Biden family and one that's for everyone else. And we're going to hold their feet to the fire. I'll tell you, Joe Biden's not going to be in the White House for long. In 7 months, Donald Trump will be president of the United States and it'll be a new Justice Department.
All right, let's go. All right, so that's good news. And hopefully there will be some actual justice in America because currently we have none. We have the DOJ that covers up for the Biden crime family. We have the CIA that covers up for the Biden crime family. Let's not forget, not only are they protecting the sugar brother, sugar daddy, whatever you want to call him, to Hunter Biden, they also help facilitate the 51 fake intelligence agents who wrote a letter claiming that the laptop was Russian collusion.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
A CIA op. Everywhere we turn, CIA is involved in this stuff, and now we have a whistleblower who's confirming it for us. So
Friday at noon?
All right,
No.
that's about what we expected. Now, we'll see.
No, you hear it rings here constantly, but it's being picked up by
of Joe Biden, or they kind
my
of
system constantly.
given the
So.
fact that Hunter
I mean, I
has
pick
no
up a
more
lot
money.
of them.
Joe
If
Biden's
it
not
bumps
going
over to the
validate
second
Ohio,
line, I
unless
usually
they
pick it
figure
up.
that one out.
This
And
one,
they
you
scheduled
see
his
me answering.
debate before the convention. Joe
I ain't
Biden
no
can't even
government.
talk. Are they pulling the rug on him? So we'll see. We'll be here covering this. This litigation is also going to be very interesting. So hopefully you join us as we continue our coverage here. We'd love it if you subscribe to our channel. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for becoming a member. It's a great way to support our work. Get some extra content. We do live streams in the morning talking about a bunch of other stuff that we can't squeeze in here. We do streams on Saturday. We'd love to have you join us as a member. And that way we can see you there and back here on the next one. All right, my friends. Well, that is it for us on the day. That's a later show tonight. Look, the sun went down. It's getting dark in here. And that means it must be, what, 10 o'clock on the East Coast? That's past my bedtime on the East Coast, that's for sure. We covered two good grounds. Hunter's sugar daddy in the house. Hunter's ex-wife also testifying and releasing text messages. All of that is some spicy and juicy stuff. Now, my friends, it's time to hear from you. Let's see what you have to say about all of this from our friends at watchingthewatchers.locals.com. We have some amazing donos.
Still nothing from Jody.
Including this one from Knox. Saying, happy Thursday, all. I hope Robert doesn't get kidnapped by Mindhead, or whatever they call it, whatever I was at today. And that is a hilarious name. It's called the Genius Network, but Mindhead is also a good name. In fact, maybe that's what we'll call our new mastermind. Hey, come to Mindhead, where we fill your head with mind. Wow! How much for that one? All right, thank you, Knox. Good to see you. Knox also shared this one from Babylon B. Did you see this news? Babylon B is reporting that the government prosecutors in the Alvin Bragg case have offered Michael Cohen $130,000 in hush money if he'll stop talking. Maybe they'll win their case. That's the headline. Yeah. You think he'll take it? He'll probably steal it. What's up, Flag Drop? Dropping flags. Good to see you. Flag Drop NJ in the house over as our new supporter. Great to see you, Flag Drop. What's up, Crash? Crash on Local says, juxtapose the prosecution's trial brief on Hunter with manner in which Bragg prosecutors refuse to even tell Trump who the next witness would be. Exactly. Right? You can just see one is a legitimate type of prosecution with actual elements of a crime and a criminal offense, and the other is not. Flag Drop says, be sure to wave your flags this weekend for our fallen soldiers and Trump if you want him to make America great again. Jersey is going to be in play. Thanks, Rob. Thank you, Flag Drop NJ. In the house. Yes, it's Memorial Day weekend, and we do want to honor those who served our country. Good to see you, Flag Drop. Thanks for the beautiful reminder. In the house. We got Nick is here. What's up? Bringing in a new member. Nick D is bringing in Gypsy. Good to see you, Nick D. Thanks for bringing in a new member. Another one from Nick. Bringing in Mr. Trump Train. That's two from Nick. Hey, what's
the ringer
going
choice.
on, Chris? Thank you,
I can
Rob.
change the ringer though.
We appreciate all the work you put into gathering this info. And the
I'll go
work
through a few
set
and you
up-
tell me which one
set
you
up
like.
to broadcast also. Well, thank you, Chris. We try to deliver. I know it gets a little bit wonky when we change the time, and I'm grateful that you're able to join us, even though we're a little bit later. I do enjoy our time together. I hate to miss it. Just Rhonda's in the house. What's up, Just Rhonda? Look at this. 10 new members coming in, courtesy of Just Rhonda. Just another Oglesby's here. What's her name is here. Heelhound. Cody L. Da Freak is here. Sir Toenail Paperson presiding. Willie L. We got Luke, Robin, and Mary Harmony coming in the house. Thanks to Just Rhonda bringing in our new members. Thank you, Just Rhonda. You're amazing. Hey, it's the Munkets bringing in 5 new members. We got Terry B. What's up? Steven C's here. Biggie O. Wilk is here. Bria and Jay Jarvis coming in. Thanks to Tony Hay Munkets. This old guy says, Hallie was concerned Hunter was going to harm himself, so she threw the gun in the trash can. I guess that's an explanation for it. So someone else could harm themselves with it or something. It's kind of an irresponsible place to throw it. Everybody knows people go through trash cans at gas stations. What was she trying to do here? I don't know. Maybe she was on crack too. Who knows? Dolphin Fan is the man, bringing in new members. Thank you, Dolphin. Look who's here. Exa, Blue Crow. We got Mad Mike, Awakening Wonders here. My Boo, Jackie K. What About Me? We got Gordon D, Kathy R, Jittery Hobos here. All courtesy of Dolphin Fan is the man in the house. We got JC says, please interview Good Logic, Article 78 for a segment. Well, we don't do a whole lot of interviews here, but if we start doing interviews, I'd absolutely love to talk to Good Logic. And we did a segment on his filing. If you missed that, JC, we did a full segment on his filing. I don't know what the latest is on it, so we were refer you over there to him for it, but I appreciate his work, and thanks for the plug. Make sure you're subscribed to Good Logic. We love Good Logic here. What's up, Dolphin fan is the man. Bringing in 20 membos. What's up, Dolphin? Look at this one.
Impact opponent speaking. How can I help you?
We got Brian E. What's up, CGI Joe saying shout out. Annie's coming in. Skippy Peanut Butter. We got the incredible Folk is here. Tyler G. Juju Queen. We got Mr. T. Dr. Boo.
Right now we're just hiring
We got Deb
for
S.
electric man.
Nitty Lenny. Mark G. What's up to Ditch Wicked. Christine
First and third.
Stephanie P. Dogro. Barb W. T. Tom Fitton is hot. He does work out. What's up? John Henry's in the house. It's good to see you.
Third shift generally starts around 9 p.m. and it's a 10-hour shift. 4 days a week, 10-hour shift. First shift is an 8-hour shift. It starts around 7 a.m. Monday through Friday.
That's a lot of crack. A lot of crack. Yeah. What's up? Tony Hay Munkins.
Have you worked with us before?
Got gifted a memo courtesy of Tony Hay Munkins. Thank you, Tony Hay. Chris says, in California, we call hunting a carpet shark. They be looking for that rock that he thought
with your last four.
Going through the carpet fibers. Hey, what's up, Derek?
And your
Great
name?
to see you. Says, yo, Rob, much love from England. Much love back. Shout out to our friends in the UK. Due to the sheer amount of despicable activities hunting was up to it, can be difficult to catalog it all in my mind, so maybe you can help me with this one, please.
Cookie Factory.
Did Hunter have a satanic sex club membership revoked due to being too creepy?
2019.
Yeah, I don't, was it satanic?
2019.
I'm sure it was a sex club. I don't know if it was
Is your
satanic,
email
but
still
yeah,
O'Shea Moore at? No, that's not it. What is your?
It was something like $75,000 a year.
You don't have an email address? That's gonna make
It may
this
be
difficult.
satanic. You got it right there. I was going to say, we got to ask Aaron Ziegler about that.
What kind of phone do you
It sounds
have?
so extreme that I'm unsure if I'm making it up, but I have faint memory of Ziegler saying something to that effect.
Yeah.
He definitely,
So it's an Android then, right?
That's a sex club membership, and he tried to deduct it as a business expense. I think it
You
was
should have an
75K.
email address attached to
He
the
went one time,
Google
and
account.
then they're like, no, dude, like, get out of here. You're disgusting.
Well,
So
what's the
Stephen C?
phone? What's your current
Membo
phone number?
for 8 months. 8 months as a membo. Thank you, Hey Munkins. Are you stringing these free membos together, Steve, for 8 months? That's incredible. That's amazing. Almost 1 month till a baby. Thank you for that, Steve. Glad to have you here. Knox is here. Says Chore Boy is the Brillo pad. Chore Boy
I'm sorry.
is the Brillo pad.
There's just a lot of background noise. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
About that. It looks like a Brillo pad. Is that used in the consumption of crack cocaine? I don't even know. What's up, Aussie Kev? Membo for 4 months says September trial is so Joe can forgive and release him. Yeah, I mean, I think if Joe loses, he'll pardon him anyways, whether trial happens or not.
Okay. That's a good start.
Hey, what's up, Knox says? I feel like
I'll tell you what I'm going to do just to make it easier on you and for us to be able to hear each other. I'm going to send you a text, okay? On that text, I mean, you don't have to do a new application because you're already in our system. We just need to update some things, okay? From that text, and I'm just basically going to send you the address of the office here, just so we start establish communication. And what you'll do is just find out your email address because if you have a smartphone, it's, even if it's an Obama phone, it's going to have an email address attached to it for you to be able to download apps. Send me that email address and we'll go from there. Just send it to the same number that I text you from. But before you hang up, I'm going to send you that text to make sure you get it. Okay? No, it's 392-7100.
It's my right. If I want to be a crackhead with a gun, it's my right. This is America, baby. God bless America.
Okay.
What's up, Michael Swain? Nobody says, where the people's voice is not heard, there will be revolution. Nobody. That's for the world to teach.
Okay. All right. So like I said, I'm just going to send you the address just to get established communication with our text system. Figure out your email address and then text that back to me, okay? Oh, you have it? Okay. All right, cool. Hang on. Well, I sent you the text anyway, but let me get that email address then. Go ahead.
Jack Mack says, what's up? Super late show today. Tell me about it. Trump had a great rally at the Bronx tonight. Make sure you check it out.
So you have it?
So I didn't see it.
Okay, go ahead.
I was skidding home from my event today, and I was racing through to try to figure out what we're talking about
Okay.
today. And I saw he spoke at the Bronx, but I didn't see much of it. So, yes, I know that happened. We are planning on members-only morning stream in the morning. I don't know. We're going to see what the schedule looks like tomorrow. We'll see.
RUSKIE469@gmail.com.
We might do a members-only morning stream, but open it up for beyond the members.
Okay. I am also going to send you some. I'm going to send you first a link for you to be able to log into our system. And then I'm going to send you a second link with some onboarding tests to do, okay? You can do them all on your phone. Once those are done, text me back at that number, okay?
Thank you, Jack, for sending that one in. Let's see.
All right, then we'll go from there.
Joining us on X before we wrap
Go ahead.
it up on the day.
Well, I mean, this is the first step. Once the onboarding tests are done, then we bring you in for an orientation, and then you're eligible to start. Once you're eligible to start, we wait for them to call for the next group of people, and you'll be part of that, okay?
What's up? We got Spuds is in the house.
All right.
Gen
All right.
X
If you have any problems, just text me back at that number, okay?
Very helpful, okay?
All right, bye.
Palate cleanse for the brains, my friend. This comes from Gen X. Rock count 151 on X. Clear the brain.
I can't hear nobody.
Beautiful scene. Clear the brain from that hunter debauchery. And it's gone for free from that degeneracy. Thank you, Gen X. Give Gen X a follow and a like for that one. We appreciate the brain palate cleanse. Christina Hilton says, Mindhead. Isn't that from Chubby Rain? I don't know. Is that what it is? It's funny. Whatever.
Oh, yeah?
It sounds very fancy. It sounds like something out of 10. I'm going to Mindhead.
I have one next Friday, too. I got an ultrasound next Friday.
I don't understand what it is. It's where we work on our minds with our heads. Okay? All right. So that is what's going on X, my friends. Thank you for sending those in. What's up, 3D Slugs in the house? Great to see you, 3D Slug. Thanks for bringing in Dog Night as our newest members. That, my friends, is going to be it for us on the day. Reminder, check out the show calendar. It's at robertgobea.com/calendar. And that way you'll know what the schedule looks like for tomorrow. And I will keep that updated. We may or may not have an afternoon stream tomorrow. But if we do not, then we'll have an early morning stream where we'll just hit the topics, the headlines, and some of the lighter fare, unless I have anything else to cover in the morning. But that's the plan. Thank you for subscribing, my friends. Thank you for hitting that notification bell so that when our schedule's wonky here, we can attend to it together. But that is going to be it for us on this very late night stream. I hope.
I'm going to end it with his. I make them go live again in a bit.
We come back here tomorrow.
When I get out of here, I got to go do this orientation.
See you right back here. So that together with your.
All right, so we're gonna bug out. Thank you, Mom. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Pack a new course. Fuck you. Area. You're right, it does though. I didn't think of that. Matt R was calling it my Charlie Sheen shirt. Or like a Dixie cup, right? You know, like the RV. But it does look like a pack of Newports, you're right. Expensive shirt. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I'll catch you later. We've been running almost 3 hours now. Peace. See you guys in a bit. Thanks for hanging out. I am gonna stay live on Rumble though. So, catch me live on Rumble. Later, everybody.